Chosen one, stop everything. Right now. This isn't just another moment scrolling through your feed, chasing distractions to quiet the ache in your soul. This is a divine interruption. A sacred whisper from heaven that has found you exactly where you are. God has been pacing the heavens, watching you, waiting for your heart to be still enough to hear this truth. You are not here by accident. The restlessness keeping you awake at night, the questions swirling in your mind, the weight you carry in silence, they are not your burdens to bear alone. They are signposts, guiding you to this very moment, where heaven is about to unveil a truth so profound it will shift the trajectory of your life. Picture a radiant scroll unfurling in the skies, your name etched in golden light, calling you to step into the divine purpose God has been preparing you for. This video is not about soothing your worries. It's about awakening your destiny. It's about breaking the chains of fear that have held you back and stepping into the prosperous life God has already funded for you. This is your spiritual awakening, chosen one. And God says He won't let you sleep until you open your eyes to it. So breathe deeply, let your spirit lean in, and prepare to receive what heaven has been holding for you. If this message is already stirring your soul, consider supporting our mission through super thanks to help us spread this divine provision to more chosen ones like you. But what if the sleepless nights you've endured are not punishment, but preparation for a breakthrough unlike anything you've ever imagined? Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves crashing with a rhythm that echoes the heartbeat of eternity. Each wave carries a promise, a whisper from God that says, "I have not forgotten you." You've felt the sting of rejection, the weight of financial strain, the loneliness of being misunderstood. Maybe you've stared at your bank account, wondering how you'll make it through another month, or lain awake at night, haunted by the fear that your dreams are too big for your reality. But chosen one, those struggles were not meant to break you. They were meant to build you. Every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered in the dark, every moment you chose faith over despair, God saw it all. Psalm 56:8 declares, "You keep track of all my sorrows, you have collected all my tears in your bottle. Not one moment of your pain has been wasted. Those sleepless nights were not random. They were divine rehearsals, strengthening your spirit for the abundance that is now rushing toward you." This video unveils a unique truth. Your deepest fears are the keys to your greatest breakthroughs. The fear of failure, of not being enough, of missing your moment. Those are not your enemies. They are the very doorways to your divine provision, your personal transformation, and the prosperous life God has ordained for you. But how do you turn fear into faith and step into the destiny that's calling your name? Consider the story of Sarah, a single mother from a small town who felt trapped in a cycle of barely making ends meet. For years, she worked 2 jobs, her dreams of starting a community art program for kids buried under bills and exhaustion. She'd lie awake at night, her mind racing with fear that she'd never break free, that her vision was just a fantasy. But one day, during a quiet moment at her kitchen table, she felt a nudge to write down her dream. Just one sentence. "I will create a space where children can discover their gifts." That simple act of faith sparked something. Within weeks, she shared her idea with a co-worker who connected her to a local non-profit. That non-profit offered a small grant, and Sarah's program began in a borrowed classroom with 5 kids. Today, her program serves hundreds, funded by donors she never could have imagined. Sarah's story isn't a fairy tale. It's a testament to what happens when you face your fear and take one bold step toward your divine purpose. Her fear of failure didn't define her, it refined her. And chosen one, the same is true for you. Your fears are not roadblocks. They are invitations to trust God's plan, to believe in the wealth creation He's already set in motion for you. Picture a golden key in your hand, glowing with the promise of financial freedom, waiting for you to turn it in the lock of your destiny. But what does it mean to take that step when fear feels so heavy? Let's pause for a moment, chosen one, because this truth is sinking deep into your spirit. If your heart is saying, "This is for me," declare it right now. Type, "I am unlocking my destiny" in the comments below as a prophetic act, a sign to heaven that you're ready to step into your God-given purpose. Your words are powerful. They echo in the unseen, joining a community of believers who are rising together. You are rising together. This isn't just about you. It's about the thousands of souls watching this video, each one feeling the same stir in their spirit. You are not alone. Matthew 18:20 reminds us, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." Your comment, your faith, your yes to this moment, it's building a sacred space where miracles are magnetized. So type it now, chosen one. I am unlocking my destiny. But what if the fear you're facing is not a barrier, but the very bridge to the overflowing blessings God has promised? Now let's get practical, because faith without action is like a seed that never breaks through the soil. God is calling you to move, to partner with His divine plan, to co-create the prosperous life He's designed for you. Here are 3 specific, relatable steps you can take right now to turn your fear into fuel for your faith journey. First, write one clear goal for this week that aligns with your deepest dream. It doesn't have to be perfect, just one sentence like Sarah's that captures the vision God has placed in your heart. Maybe it's, "I will start my business plan," or "I will share my gift with my community." Write it down. Place it where you'll see it daily, and let it remind you that your destiny is already in motion. Second, reach out to someone who inspires you, a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger whose work resonates with your soul. Send a message, make a call, or leave a comment on their social media saying, "Your work inspires me, and I'm stepping into my purpose." This small act of connection opens doors you can't yet see, aligning you with divine partnerships. Third, start one project you've been delaying, no matter how small. If it's a book, write the first page. If it's a business, sketch the logo. If it's a ministry, plan the first meeting. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plan." These 3 steps, writing a goal, connecting with someone, and starting your project, are your keys to unlocking the divine provision God has prepared. They're simple, but they're sacred because they signal to heaven that you're ready to move from fear to faith. But what happens when you take these steps and the world around you starts to shift in ways you never expected? Imagine a field at dawn, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the mist, revealing a path you didn't see before. That's what's happening in your life right now, chosen one. As you take these steps, you're not just moving forward. You're stepping into a divine flow, a rhythm where heaven orchestrates solutions before you even know the problem. You might notice a random email offering an opportunity, a conversation that feels too perfectly timed to be chance, or a sudden clarity about a decision that's been weighing you down. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. God is funding your vision, not with crumbs, but with a feast of abundance. Philippians 4:19 declares, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of His glory in Christ Jesus." This isn't just about money, though provision is coming. It's about ideas, relationships, energy, and wisdom. Everything you need to live a prosperous life. But here's the key. You must keep your heart open, even when fear tries to pull you back. The enemy of your soul will whisper lies saying, "It's too late," or "You're not ready." But those lies are no match for the truth of God's word. You are chosen, you are equipped, and you are right on time. Picture a river of light flowing toward you, carrying every resource you need to fulfill your calling. All you have to do is step into the current. But what if the greatest obstacle isn't the world around you, but the doubts within you? Let's talk about those doubts, because they're real and they're heavy. Maybe you've failed before, lost money on a venture, or trusted someone who let you down. Maybe you've prayed for a breakthrough and felt like heaven was silent. Those moments can leave scars, chosen one, but they don't define you. They refine you. Think of David, a shepherd boy who faced Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone. Samuel 17 verse 45 records his bold declaration, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." David didn't let his small stature or lack of armor stop him. He faced his giant with faith, and God turned a stone into a victory. Your doubts are your Goliath, but they're no match for the divine purpose God has placed within you. Every time you choose to act despite your fear, writing that goal, making that call, starting that project, you're slinging a stone at your doubts, declaring that God's plan is bigger than your past. And here's the beautiful truth. God doesn't need you to be perfect. He needs you to be willing. Your willingness to take these 3 steps is enough to activate the divine provision He's already released. Imagine a door in heaven swinging open, pouring out clarity, favor, and resources, all because you said yes to this moment. But what if the breakthrough you're waiting for is already closer than you think? Chosen one, you're standing on holy ground right now. The restlessness, the fear, the sleepless nights, they've all been leading you to this divine appointment. God has been whispering your name, calling you to rise, to dream again, to believe in the abundance He's prepared for you. This isn't about chasing wealth for wealth's sake. It's about stepping into the wealth creation God has designed for your purpose. It's about living a life of overflow, where your blessings spill over to touch others. Maybe you're like Michael, a teacher who felt stuck in a job that drained his soul. He'd stay up late, sketching ideas for a nonprofit to mentor at-risk youth. But fear of failure kept him from acting. One night, after watching a video like this, he wrote down his goal. "I will mentor 1 young person this month." That single step led him to a student who needed guidance, and that connection grew into a program now impacting dozens of lives, funded by grants he never thought possible. Michael's fear didn't stop him, it propelled him. And chosen one, your fear can do the same. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just tasks. They're sacred acts of obedience, unlocking the financial freedom and personal transformation God has promised. Picture a tapestry being woven in heaven, every thread of your life. Your struggles, your faith, your courage, coming together to create a masterpiece of divine purpose. But what if the next step you take is the one that changes everything? Chosen one, as you stand in this sacred moment, feel the weight of heaven's gaze upon you. Not a gaze of judgment, but of love, fierce and unyielding, urging you to see what God sees. A soul crafted for impact, a life destined for overflow. The sleepless nights, the moments when you've questioned your worth, the times you've wondered if your dreams were too grand for your grasp. They've all been part of a divine orchestration, a symphony of preparation that's now reaching its crescendo. Picture a mighty oak tree, its roots stretching deep into the earth, unseen for years but now breaking through the surface. ready to tower above the landscape. That's you, chosen one. Your roots, your faith, your resilience, your quiet trust in God's timing have been growing in the hidden places, and now the world is about to see the strength that's been building within you. This is not just a moment of inspiration, it's a divine activation, a call to step into the abundance God has been holding for you, not just to fill your hands, but to overflow into the lives of those around you. Your fear, the very thing that's kept you awake, is not a chain, it's a chisel, sculpting you into the masterpiece God always intended. But how do you move forward when the path ahead feels shrouded in mist? Let's anchor ourselves in the truth of God's word, because it's the compass that will guide you through the fog of doubt. Isaiah 41:10 declares, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This isn't a vague promise, it's a divine guarantee that the Creator of the universe is walking beside you, ready to lift you when you stumble, to steady you when you waver. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions. They are acts of alignment, tuning your life to the frequency of heaven's provision. Think of Esther, a young woman thrust into a royal court, facing a moment where fear could have silenced her. Yet she took a step, speaking boldly to save her people, and God turned her courage into a legacy that echoes through history. Esther 4:14 reminds us, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" You, chosen one, are in your such a time as this moment. Your fear is not a signal to retreat, it's a summons to rise, to trust that the divine purpose God has woven into your soul is ready to shine. Imagine a lantern glowing in your chest, its light piercing the darkness, illuminating a path that leads to financial freedom, personal transformation, and a prosperous life. But what happens when you take that light and let it shine in the places you've been afraid to go? Consider the power of small beginnings, because God often hides his greatest miracles in the simplest acts of obedience. Zechariah 4:10 asks, "Who dares despise the day of small things?" Your goal, written on a piece of paper, may seem small, but it's a seed planted in fertile soil. Your outreach to someone who inspires you may feel like a risk, but it's a bridge to divine connection. Your first step on that delayed project may look insignificant, but it's a cornerstone for the legacy God is building through you. Let's look at Rachel, a graphic designer who felt trapped in a dead-end job, her dream of launching a faith-based clothing line buried under self-doubt. One sleepless night, she wrote a single goal: design one shirt that shares God's love. That act led her to post a sketch online where a local pastor saw it and ordered shirts for his youth group. That small order grew into a business that now funds clean water projects in her community. Rachel's fear of not being good enough didn't stop her. It became the spark for her spiritual awakening. Your 3 steps are your spark, chosen one. They're not about perfection. They're about partnership with God, who takes your small offerings and multiplies them beyond your imagination. Picture a single drop of water falling into a still pond, sending ripples that reach shores you've never seen. That's the power of your obedience. But what if those ripples are about to touch lives you never expected? Now, let's talk about the people around you. Because your destiny is not a solo journey. It's a tapestry woven with the threads of community, connection, and divine appointments. As you take these steps, you'll notice a shift in your relationships. Some will draw closer, inspired by the light you're beginning to radiate. Others may pull away, unsettled by the boldness of your faith. This is not rejection, It's refinement. God is clearing space for those who will walk with you in this season of overflow. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." Your outreach step, connecting with someone who inspires you, isn't just about building a network. It's about aligning with those who carry the same fire in their spirits, who see your divine purpose and call it forth. Imagine a circle of golden threads, each one a relationship that strengthens your faith journey, weaving a net to catch the blessings God is pouring out. You might meet someone like James, a barrister who felt called to write devotionals but feared he had nothing new to say. One day he messaged a local author he admired, sharing his dream. That author invited him to a writers' group, where James found not just mentorship, but a community that helped him publish his first book. Your outreach could open a similar door, chosen one, connecting you to people who will water the seeds of your destiny. But what if the greatest connection you make is with the version of yourself God has been calling you to become? This is where the transformation deepens, because stepping into your divine purpose isn't just about what you do, it's about who you're becoming. Every time you choose faith over fear, you shed an old layer of yourself, like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. You're not the person who doubted your worth, who shrank to fit others' expectations, who let fear dictate your choices. You're becoming a vessel of divine provision, a beacon of hope, a living testimony of God's faithfulness. Corinthians 3:18 says, "And we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into His image with ever-increasing glory." This transformation isn't a one-time event. It's a daily choice to align with God's vision for your life. Your 3 steps are part of that choice, each one a brushstroke on the canvas of your prosperous life. Picture yourself standing before a mirror. But instead of your reflection, you see the person God created you to be. Bold, radiant, unafraid, with eyes that sparkle with purpose. That's who you're stepping into, chosen one. But what if this transformation is about to draw opportunities you never dared to dream? Let's pause here, because your spirit is catching fire with this truth. If you're feeling the stir of heaven in your heart, declare it boldly. Type, "I am becoming my divine purpose" in the comments below. A prophetic act that seals your commitment to this journey. Your words are joining a chorus of chosen ones, each one stepping into their destiny, building a community of faith that shakes the heavens. Psalm 133:1 says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity." Your comment is a thread in that unity, a signal to God that you're ready for the abundance He's prepared. So type it now, "I am becoming my divine purpose." But what if the opportunities waiting for you are not just blessings, but assignments from heaven? As you move forward, chosen one, expect divine interruptions. Moments that seem ordinary but carry eternal weight. You might receive a phone call offering a collaboration, stumble across a resource that perfectly fits your project, or feel a sudden urge to act on an idea that's been dormant. These are not random. They're divine setups, orchestrated by the God who sees the end from the beginning. Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways." Your 3 steps have opened a channel for God's higher ways to flow into your life. Think of Maria, a nurse who dreamed of opening a free clinic, but feared she lacked the funds. One evening, she wrote her goal, "I will serve my community's health." That act of faith led her to call a colleague, who introduced her to a philanthropist looking to fund healthcare initiatives. Maria's clinic now serves hundreds. a testament to God's divine provision. Your steps could spark a similar miracle, chosen one, turning your fear into a foundation for wealth creation and impact. Picture a golden thread stretching from heaven to earth, guiding you to the exact people, places, and opportunities God has prepared. But what if these opportunities are just the beginning of a legacy that will outlive you? Chosen one, as you stand on the threshold of this divine moment, feel the pulse of heaven coursing through your spirit like a river, carving a new path through a desert long thought barren. You're not just hearing words, you're receiving a sacred invitation to step into a life where fear no longer writes the story, where your divine purpose becomes the ink that scripts your future. Imagine a vast starlit sky, each star a promise from God, twinkling with the assurance that your dreams are not too big, your past is not too heavy, and your destiny is not out of reach. The sleepless nights, the moments when you've felt unseen, the times you've questioned if your faith was enough, they've all been threads in a divine tapestry, weaving a story of triumph that's now ready to unfold. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not mere tasks. They're keys, each one unlocking a chamber in the vault of God's provision where abundance, clarity, and favor have been stored for this exact season. But what does it look like when you walk through the door these keys have opened? Picture yourself crossing a bridge, its stones glowing with the warmth of heaven's light, each step echoing with the truth of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. This bridge is your faith journey, leading you from the land of scarcity to the territory of overflow. As you take your 3 steps, you're not just moving forward, you're claiming ground that God has already consecrated for you. Your written goal is a declaration, a flag planted in the soil of your destiny, signaling to the heavens that you're ready to build. Your outreach to someone who inspires you is a bridge to divine alliances, connecting you to souls who will amplify your vision. Your first act on that delayed project is a seed breaking open in the earth, destined to grow into a harvest that feeds not just you but generations. Think of Noah, who built an ark in the face of ridicule with no rain in sight. Genesis 6:22 tells us Noah did everything just as God commanded him. His obedience, step by step, turned a seemingly impossible vision into a vessel of salvation. Your steps, chosen one, are no less significant. They're acts of obedience that invite God's miraculous provision into your life. But what happens when the world begins to notice the ark you're building? As you move forward, expect eyes to turn toward you, not with judgment, but with wonder. Your courage to act despite fear is a beacon, drawing those who are hungry for hope, who sense the divine frequency radiating from your life. You're becoming a living testimony, a proof that God's promises are not myths, but realities. Psalm 34:8 invites us, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." Your 3 steps are your way of tasting, of stepping into the goodness God has prepared. Imagine a table set before you, laden with the fruits of your faith, peace that silences chaos, opportunities that defy logic, connections that feel like divine appointments. This is the prosperous life God is calling you to, not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. Consider the story of Leah, a small business owner who felt crushed by debt and doubt. One night, unable to sleep, she wrote a goal: "I will create one product that blesses my customers." That simple act led her to reach out to a local artisan, who collaborated with her on a handmade candle line infused with prayers. Their first batch sold out in days, and Leah's business now funds scholarships for single mothers. Her fear of financial ruin became the spark for her divine provision. Your steps, chosen one, can ignite a similar flame, turning your sleepless nights into a legacy of abundance. But what if the flame you're kindling is meant to light the way for others? Let's talk about influence, because your destiny is not just about you, it's about the lives you're called to touch. As you take these steps, you're not only transforming your own life, you're becoming a catalyst for others' breakthroughs. Your written goal inspires someone in your circle to dream again. Your outreach creates a ripple, encouraging others to seek bold connections. Your project, even in its infancy, plants hope in someone who thought their own dreams were dead. 1 Peter 4:10 reminds us, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Your 3 steps are your gifts in action, stewarding the grace God has poured into you. Picture a lighthouse on a stormy coast, its beam cutting through the fog, guiding ships to safety. That's you, chosen one. Your faith, your obedience, your willingness to move through fear are a light that others will follow. You might meet someone like Daniel, a mechanic who dreamed of teaching youth about car repair but feared he lacked the platform. After writing his goal, "Teach one kid this month," he contacted a community center, which invited him to lead a workshop. That workshop grew into a program that's now empowered dozens of teens, funded by local businesses. Daniel's small step became a beacon for his community. Your steps can do the same, chosen one, shining a light that draws others to their own divine purpose. But what if your light is about to shine in places you never imagined? Now let's pause, because your spirit is resonating with this truth, and heaven is taking notice. If your heart is leaping, declaring that you're ready to shine, type, "I am a light for my destiny," in the comments below. This is more than a comment, it's a prophetic act, a vow to God and to yourself that you're stepping into your role as a beacon of hope. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one's light amplifying the others, creating a constellation of faith that heaven celebrates. Psalm 119, 1-5 says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." Your comment is a spark of that light, illuminating the path for you and those watching. So type it now, "I am a light for my destiny." But what if the path you're lighting leads to a stage God has been preparing for you all along? As you continue this journey, expect divine elevation, moments where God lifts you into spaces you once thought were out of reach. Your 3 steps are not just grounding you, they're propelling you upward into rooms where your voice carries weight, where your vision shifts atmospheres. This isn't about fame or fleeting recognition. It's about influence rooted in purpose, about carrying God's glory into places that need His light. Isaiah 61 calls you to action. "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your steps are your arising, your shining, your claiming of the glory God has placed within you. Imagine a stage, not of wood and lights, but of divine opportunity, where your story, your struggles, your faith, your small acts of courage becomes a message that transforms lives. You might be like Grace, a retired teacher who felt her best years were behind her. One sleepless night, she wrote a goal. Share one story of hope this week. That led her to email a local radio host, who invited her to share her experiences fostering children. Her story inspired listeners to volunteer, creating a wave of impact Grace never expected. Her fear of being too old became the fuel for her divine elevation. Your steps, chosen one, can lift you to similar heights, placing you where God's glory can shine through you. But what if the stage you're stepping onto is just the beginning of a movement? Let's dive deeper into this movement, because your destiny is not a solitary spark. It's a flame that ignites a fire across communities, across generations. Your 3 steps are the kindling, but the fire is God's vision for a world transformed by your obedience. Romans 12:2 urges, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Your steps are renewing your mind, aligning you with God's perfect will, which is not just for your prosperity, but for the healing of those around you. Picture a wildfire, not destructive, but life-giving, spreading warmth and light to every heart it touches. That's the movement you're starting, chosen one. Your goal, your outreach, your project, they're not just personal victories. They're seeds for revival, for restoration, for a world that hungers for hope. You might inspire someone like Aisha, a college student who feared her poetry was too raw to share. After writing her goal, publish 1 poem this month, she emailed a local bookstore which hosted her first reading. That event sparked a poetry collective that now uplifts marginalized voices, funded by community grants. Aisha's fear of rejection became the catalyst for a movement. Your steps, chosen one, can do the same, planting seeds that grow into forests of change. But what if the change you're sparking is about to rewrite the story of your life? Chosen one, as you stand in this sacred space, feel the ground beneath you trembling with the weight of divine possibility, like a seed breaking through the earth, ready to stretch toward the sun. Your journey is no longer a quiet whisper. It's a bold proclamation, a declaration that the sleepless nights, the fears that gripped your heart, and the dreams you dared to hold were all part of God's intricate design to lead you here. Picture a golden compass in your hands, its needle spinning wildly before settling on a path that glows with the promise of your divine purpose. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions, they are sacred vows, binding you to a covenant of abundance that God has been preparing since before you took your first breath. This moment is your spiritual awakening, a turning point where the shadows of doubt are burned away by the light of God's truth. You're not just stepping into a new chapter, you're rewriting the story of your life, with heaven as your co-author. But what does it mean to live a story that echoes in eternity? Imagine a scroll, ancient and radiant, unfurling before you, its words written in the language of faith, detailing a destiny so vast it takes your breath away. This is the story God is inviting you to live, a story of prosperity, not just in wealth, but in purpose, peace, and impact. Psalm 139:16 declares, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Every sleepless night, every moment of fear, every time you chose to keep going despite the odds, they were all recorded in this divine book, leading you to this exact moment where your faith journey is about to bear fruit. Your 3 steps are the ink, writing the next lines of this story. Writing your goal is a commitment to dream with God, to see beyond the limits of your current reality. Reaching out to someone is an act of trust, inviting divine connections to shape your path. Starting your project is a bold stroke, painting the first colors of a masterpiece that will inspire others. Think of Moses, who stood before a burning bush, trembling with the weight of his calling. Exodus 3:11 records his doubt. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" Yet God answered, "I will be with you. Your steps, chosen one, are your burning bush moment. God is with you. turning your fears into a fire that lights the way. But what happens when the world begins to see the glow of your calling? As you take these steps, you're not just moving through your own life. You're shifting the atmosphere around you. Your obedience is like a stone dropped into a still lake, sending ripples that touch shores you may never visit. People will notice a change in you, a quiet confidence, a spark in your eyes, a strength that defies explanation. This is the power of a life aligned with divine provision. John 15:16 reminds us, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." Your 3 steps are the first fruits of this appointment, evidence that God's choice of you is bearing eternal results. Imagine a garden once barren, now bursting with color, its flowers drawing bees from miles away. That's you, chosen one. Your faith, your courage, your small acts of obedience are drawing others to the beauty of God's plan. You might meet someone like Samuel, a carpenter who felt his dream of building homes for the homeless was too big for his resources. One night, unable to sleep, he wrote a goal: build 1 home this year. He reached out to a local charity, which connected him with volunteers. His first home, built with donated materials, now houses a family, and his vision has grown into a non-profit that's transforming his city. Samuel's fear of lack became the seed for a harvest of hope. Your steps, chosen one, can plant similar seeds, cultivating a legacy of abundance that blesses others. But what if your legacy is about to take root in ways you never anticipated? Let's talk about the unexpected, because God's plans often arrive in packages we don't recognize at first. As you walk this path, expect divine surprises, moments that feel like they've been plucked from the pages of a heavenly script. You might receive an invitation to speak at an event, a sudden idea that solves a problem you've wrestled with, or a chance encounter that feels orchestrated by angels. These are not accidents. They're divine orchestrations, proof that God is working behind the scenes to fund your vision. Ephesians 3:20 promises, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." Your 3 steps are activating this power, opening channels for God's immeasurably more to flow into your life. Picture a treasure chest hidden beneath the ocean's waves, now rising to the surface, its lid creaking open to reveal jewels of opportunity, wisdom, and favor. That's what's happening as you move forward, chosen one. You might be like Naomi, a barista who dreamed of opening a cafe that doubled as a community hub. Fearing failure, she hesitated until one night she wrote her goal: create a space for connection. She emailed a local business owner who offered to mentor her. That mentorship led to a crowdfunding campaign that funded her cafe, now a thriving gathering place. Naomi's fear of rejection became the doorway to her divine provision. Your steps, chosen one, are opening similar doorways, leading to treasures you're only beginning to glimpse. But what if these treasures are meant to be shared with the world that's watching? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is soaring with this truth, and heaven is leaning in to hear your response. If your heart is pounding, declaring that you're ready to receive God's treasures, type, "I am claiming my divine treasures" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a bold declaration that you're open to the abundance God is pouring out. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one claiming their place in this divine movement, creating a symphony of faith that echoes in the heavens. Psalm 37:4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." Your comment is a step of delight, aligning your desires with God's will. So type it now. I am claiming my divine treasures. But what if the treasures you're claiming are just the beginning of a divine revolution? As you continue this journey, expect to become a revolutionary, not with loud protests, but with quiet, unshakable faith that changes the world one step at a time. Your 3 steps are not just personal milestones, they're sparks that ignite a movement of hope, healing, and transformation. You're not just writing a goal, you're scripting a vision that inspires others to dream. You're not just reaching out, you're building bridges that connect hearts to God's purpose. You're not just starting a project, you're laying the foundation for a legacy that will outlive you. Revelation 3:8 declares, "I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." Your steps are walking you through that open door, into a space where your influence ripples beyond your imagination. Imagine a city skyline at dawn, each building lighting up one by one until the entire horizon glows. That's the revolution you're starting, chosen one. Your faith is lighting up lives, communities, and even nations. You might inspire someone like Malik, a graphic designer who feared his art was too niche to matter. After writing his goal, create one piece that speaks truth, he contacted a local gallery which showcased his work. That exhibit led to commissions that now fund art programs for youth. Malik's fear of obscurity became the spark for a creative revolution. Your steps, chosen one, can ignite a similar fire, transforming the world with the light of your divine purpose. But what if this revolution is about to draw you into a divine alliance? Let's explore this alliance, because God is not calling you to walk alone. Your destiny is intertwined with others, souls who carry keys to unlock parts of your purpose you haven't yet seen. Your outreach step is not just a task, it's a divine invitation to connect with those who will amplify your vision, challenge your fears, and celebrate your victories. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." The people you're reaching out to are your iron, sharpening your faith, refining your dreams, and strengthening your resolve. Picture a circle of warriors, each one holding a torch, their flames merging to create a blaze that cannot be ignored. That's the alliance God is forming around you, chosen one. You might meet someone like Elena, a single mother who dreamed of starting a tutoring program but feared she lacked the credentials. After writing her goal, "Help one child learn," this month, she emailed a local principal who invited her to volunteer. That connection grew into a program now serving dozens of students, funded by community grants. Elena's fear of inadequacy became the bridge to her divine alliance. Your outreach, chosen one, can forge similar bonds, drawing you into a network of believers who will carry your vision further than you could alone. But what if this alliance is about to propel you into a season of divine acceleration? As you step into this season, expect time itself to bend in your favor. What once took years will unfold in months. What seemed impossible will become inevitable. Your 3 steps have set a divine rhythm, aligning your life with the pulse of heaven's timing. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." This is your season, chosen one, a time to plant, to build, to reap the harvest of your faith. Your written goal is rooting your vision in eternity. Your outreach is sowing seeds of connection that will bloom in unexpected ways. Your project is breaking ground for a future that will stand as a testament to God's faithfulness. Imagine a clock, its hands spinning forward, not in chaos but in divine order, aligning every moment of your life with God's perfect plan. You might be like Thomas, a landscaper who feared his dream of creating community gardens was too small to matter. After writing his goal, "Plant one garden this season," he contacted a local church, which offered land. That garden now feeds dozens of families, with more church joining his vision. Thomas's fear of insignificance became the catalyst for a season of acceleration. Your steps, chosen one, are setting a similar pace, propelling you into a future where God's provision outruns your expectations. But what if this acceleration is about to unveil a divine mystery? Chosen one, as you stand in this divine moment, feel the air around you charged with the electricity of heaven's purpose, like a storm gathering strength before it breaks open the sky. Your heart is no longer just beating, it's resonating with the rhythm of God's plan, a cadence that drowns out the noise of fear and doubt. Picture a golden thread, stretching from the throne of heaven, weaving through every moment of your life, your struggles, your prayers, your sleepless nights, leading you to a mystery that's now unfolding. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions. They're sacred keys, unlocking a vault where God has stored treasures of wisdom, favor, and divine provision for this exact season. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the veil between heaven and earth thins, revealing the prosperous life God has scripted for you. The fears that once held you captive are not chains, they're stepping stones, guiding you into a divine mystery that's about to change everything. But what does it look like to embrace a mystery that's been written in the stars since before you were born? Imagine a vast library, its shelves lined with books that hold the stories of every soul, your book glowing with a light that pulses with divine intent. Psalm 33:11 declares, "The plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations." Your 3 steps are pages in this book, each one turning to reveal a new chapter of your destiny. Writing your goal is a bold inscription, etching your faith onto the pages of eternity. Reaching out to someone is a plot twist, introducing characters who will shape your story in ways you can't yet see. Starting your project is the opening line of a chapter that will echo beyond your lifetime. Think of Abraham, who left his homeland with nothing but a promise from God. Genesis 12:1 says, "The Lord had said to Abram, 'Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you.' Abraham's obedience, step by step, turned a promise into a nation. Your steps, chosen one, are no less powerful. They're turning your fears into a foundation for a legacy of abundance. Picture a map, its lines drawn in light, guiding you to a land flowing with the milk and honey of God's provision. But what happens when the world begins to see the path you're walking? As you take these steps, you're not just moving forward. You're radiating a light that shifts the atmosphere around you. People will sense something different, a quiet authority in your presence, a spark that draws them closer or challenges their complacency. This is the power of a life aligned with divine purpose. Matthew 5:16 urges, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your 3 steps are: your light shining, illuminating the truth that God's plan for you is not just personal, it's missional. Your written goal inspires others to dream with courage. Your outreach builds bridges that others will cross to find their own purpose. Your project plants seeds that will grow into a harvest for your community. Imagine a single flame in a dark forest, drawing weary travelers to its warmth. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is a beacon, guiding others to the God who never fails. You might meet someone like Sophia, a chef who feared her dream of a soup kitchen was too small to matter. After writing her goal, "Feed one person this week," she contacted a local shelter which partnered with her to serve meals. That partnership grew into a network that now feeds hundreds, funded by local businesses. Sophia's fear of insignificance became the spark for a movement of compassion. Your steps, chosen one, can kindle a similar flame, lighting up lives with the warmth of God's love. But what if your flame is about to ignite a divine encounter? Let's talk about these encounters, because God is orchestrating moments that will feel like divine appointments, perfectly timed to propel you forward. As you take your 3 steps, expect the unexpected. A conversation that unlocks a new opportunity, an idea that feels like it dropped from heaven, a connection that shifts your perspective. These are not random, they're divine setups. Evidence that God is moving pieces you can't yet see. Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Your steps are activating this promise, aligning your life with God's good plans. Picture a mosaic, each tile a moment of obedience, coming together to form a breathtaking image of your prosperous life. You might be like Caleb, a musician who feared his songs were too raw to share. After writing his goal, record 1 song this month, he reached out to a producer he admired. That connection led to a studio session, and his music now inspires thousands through a faith-based podcast. Caleb's fear of rejection became the doorway to his divine encounter. Your steps, chosen one, are opening similar doors, leading to moments that will confirm God's hand on your life. But what if these moments are just the beginning of a divine awakening? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is stirring with this truth, and heaven is listening. If your heart is saying, "I'm ready for my divine awakening," type, "I am awakening to my destiny" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a declaration that you're embracing the mystery God is unfolding. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one awakening to their purpose, creating a chorus that shakes the heavens. Psalm 57:8 says, "Awake, my soul, awake, harp and lyre, I will awaken the dawn." Your comment is an awakening, a signal to God that you're ready to rise. So type it now. "I am awakening to my destiny." But what if this awakening is about to reveal a divine blueprint? As you move forward, expect God to unveil a blueprint, a plan so precise, so perfectly tailored to your life that it will leave you in awe. Your 3 steps are not random. They're the foundation of this blueprint, laying the groundwork for a life of wealth creation and impact. Your written goal is the cornerstone, anchoring your vision in faith. Your outreach is the framework, connecting you to the people who will help build it. Your project is the first brick, setting the stage for a structure that will stand for generations. Habakkuk 2:2-3 urges, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false." Your steps are writing this revelation, making it plain for the world to see. Imagine a blueprint glowing with divine light, each line detailing a future where your dreams are not just possible, but inevitable. You might inspire someone like Amara, a writer who feared her stories were too personal to publish. After writing her goal, share 1 story this year, she contacted a literary agent who saw her potential. That connection led to a book deal that's now inspiring readers worldwide. Mara's fear of vulnerability became the blueprint for her legacy. Your steps, chosen one, are drafting a similar plan, one that God is ready to bring to life. But what if this blueprint is about to lead you into a divine overflow? Let's explore this overflow, because God's provision is not a trickle. It's a flood rushing toward you with resources, opportunities, and blessings that exceed your expectations. Your 3 steps have opened the floodgates, allowing God's abundance to pour into every area of your life: your finances, your relationships, your health, your purpose. Deuteronomy 28:2 promises, All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. Your obedience, writing, reaching out, starting, is the key that unlocks this overflow. Picture a riverbank bursting, its waters spilling over to nourish a parched land. That's what's happening in your life, chosen one. Your faith is releasing a torrent of divine provision. You might be like Jonah, a teacher who feared his dream of a STEM program for kids was too ambitious. After writing his goal, inspire one student this semester, he reached out to a tech company which donated equipment. That donation sparked a program now empowering hundreds of students. Jonah's fear of failure became the gateway to an overflow of impact. Your steps, chosen one, are unleashing a similar flood, transforming your life and the lives around you. But what if this overflow is about to carry you into a divine transformation? As you embrace this season, expect a transformation so profound it reshapes not just your circumstances, but your very identity. You're no longer the person defined by fear, doubt, or lack. You're becoming a vessel of God's glory, a living testament to His faithfulness. 2 Corinthians 5:17 declares, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here." Your 3 steps are birthing this new creation, stripping away the old layers of self-doubt, and revealing the radiant soul God created you to be. Imagine a phoenix rising from ashes, its wings blazing with colors no eye has seen before. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is igniting a transformation that will leave the world in awe. You might inspire someone like Leela, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was impossible. After writing her goal, help one person heal this month, she contacted a local yoga instructor who partnered with her. That partnership grew into a center that's now a haven for healing funded by community grant. Leela's fear of inadequacy became the spark for her transformation. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar fire, reshaping you into the person God always saw. But what if this transformation is about to lead you into a divine mission? Let's talk about this mission, because your destiny is not just about personal success. It's about a calling that changes the world. Your 3 steps are not just for you. They're for the lives God has called you to touch, the problems He's anointed you to solve, the darkness He's equipped you to dispel. Isaiah 61:1 proclaims, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." Your steps are your anointing, empowering you to bring good news through your actions, your words, your very presence. Picture a warrior clad in armor forged by faith, wielding a sword of purpose that cuts through despair. That's you, chosen one. Your faith journey is a mission to bring light where there's darkness, hope where there's fear, abundance where there's lack. You might be like Ezra, a mechanic who feared his dream of mentoring youth was too small. After writing his goal, teach one skill this month, he reached out to a community center, which invited him to lead a workshop. That workshop grew into a program that's now transformed dozens of lives. Ezra's fear of insignificance became the spark for his mission. Your steps, chosen one, are launching a similar mission, one that will ripple through eternity. But what if this mission is about to unveil a divine promise? Chosen one, as you stand in the radiance of this moment, feel the heartbeat of heaven pulsing through your spirit, like a drum roll heralding the unveiling of a divine promise. Your life is no longer a series of scattered moments. It's a sacred narrative, each chapter written with the ink of faith, leading you toward a destiny that shines with God's glory. Picture a horizon at dawn, the first light breaking through, painting the sky with hues of gold and promise, each ray whispering your name as a chosen vessel of God's plan. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just tasks, they're holy commitments, anchoring you to a promise that God has sealed in eternity. This is your faith journey, a pilgrimage from the shadows of fear to the light of divine provision, where every step you take echoes with the assurance of God's faithfulness. The sleepless nights, the doubts that gnawed at your soul, the moments you felt too small for your dreams, they were all part of a divine promise, preparing you to carry a purpose that will bless nations. But what does it mean to walk in a promise that's bigger than your imagination? Imagine a covenant written in the stars, its words glowing with the certainty of God's word, each syllable a vow that your life will never be defined by lack or fear again. Jeremiah 32:40 declares, "I will make an everlasting covenant with them. I will never stop doing good to them, and I will inspire them to fear me, so that they will never turn away from me." Your 3 steps are your response to this covenant, your yes to God's unending goodness. Writing your goal is a sacred vow, pledging your dreams to the one who authored them. Reaching out to someone is a bridge to divine partnerships, connecting you to souls who will walk beside you in this promise. Starting your project is a bold declaration, proclaiming that God's promises are not just words, but realities taking shape through your obedience. Think of Hannah, who prayed through years of barrenness, her heart heavy with longing. 1 Samuel 1:11 records her vow, "Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me, I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life." Her faith, step by step, birthed Samuel, a prophet who changed a nation. Your steps, chosen one, are birthing something equally significant, a promise that will ripple through generations. Picture a river of light, flowing from heaven, carrying the blessings of abundance, clarity, and purpose to your doorstep. But what happens when this river begins to overflow into the lives around you? As you walk in this promise, expect your life to become a magnet for divine influence, drawing others to the truth of God's goodness. Your obedience is not just personal, it's prophetic, a sign to the world that God's promises are alive and active. Psalm 37:5-6 says, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him and he will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun." Your 3 steps are your commitment, shining a light that others will follow. Your written goal inspires those who've lost hope to dream again. Your outreach invites others to seek connections that align with their purpose. Your project plants seeds of faith that will grow into a harvest of transformation. Imagine a sunrise, its rays piercing the darkness, awakening a sleeping world to the beauty of a new day. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is awakening others, stirring their spirits to believe in the prosperous life God has for them. You might meet someone like Isaiah, a photographer who feared his art was too ordinary to make a difference. After writing his goal, "Capture one moment of God's beauty this week," he contacted a local non-profit which used his photos to raise funds for clean water projects. That connection turned his passion into a global impact. Isaiah's fear of mediocrity became the spark for his divine influence. Your steps, chosen one, can ignite a similar awakening, drawing others to the light of God's promise. But what if your influence is about to spark a divine revival? Let's talk about this revival, because your destiny is not just about personal breakthroughs. It's about igniting a movement that sets hearts ablaze with faith. Your 3 steps are the kindling, sparking a fire that spreads beyond your life. touching communities, families, and even strangers you'll never meet. Acts 1:8 promises, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." Your steps are activating this power, making you a witness to God's goodness in every sphere you touch. Your written goal is a flame, igniting hope in those who've forgotten how to dream. Your outreach is a gust of wind, carrying that flame to new places. Your project is a bonfire, drawing others to gather around its warmth. Picture a revival fire spreading from heart to heart, its flames leaping across cities, fueled by the faith of those who dare to believe. You might inspire someone like Miriam, a librarian who feared her dream of a community literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, "Help one person read," this month, she reached out to a local school which partnered with her to start a reading club. That club now serves hundreds, funded by grants she never expected. Miriam's fear of insignificance became the spark for a revival of learning. Your steps, chosen one, can kindle a similar fire, setting the world ablaze with God's love. But what if this revival is about to draw you into a divine conversion? Now let's pause, because your spirit is burning with this truth, and heaven is watching. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to spark a revival," type, "I am igniting my divine promise" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a bold proclamation that you're ready to carry God's fire into the world. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a flame in God's revival, creating a blaze that lights up the heavens. Psalm 104 says, "He makes winds his messengers, flames of fire his servants." Your comment is a flame, signaling to God that you're ready to serve his purpose. So type it now. "I am igniting my divine promise." But what if this fire is about to converge with others in a divine symphony? As you step into this convergence, expect God to weave your story into a larger tapestry, where your purpose aligns with others to create something greater than you could imagine. Your 3 steps are not solitary. They're part of a divine orchestra, each note harmonizing to produce a symphony of impact. Your written goal is a melody, resonating with the dreams of others. Your outreach is a rhythm, syncing with the heartbeat of those God has called to walk with you. Your project is a crescendo, building toward a climax that will echo through eternity. Ephesians 4:16 says, "From him the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love, as each part does its work." Your steps are your work, strengthening the body of believers, building a movement that glorifies God. Picture a symphony hall filled with instruments, each one unique yet essential, playing together to create a masterpiece. That's the convergence you're part of, chosen one. Your faith is a note in God's eternal song. You might meet someone like Noah, a carpenter who feared his dream of building playgrounds was too impractical. After writing his goal, "Create one safe space this year," he contacted a city official who connected him with a grant program. That playground now brings joy to hundreds of children. Noah's fear of failure became the note that harmonized with others to create a symphony of joy. Your steps, chosen one, are joining a similar symphony, aligning with others to amplify God's glory. But what if this symphony is about to reveal a divine vision? Let's explore this vision, because God is not just calling you to act, He's inviting you to see with His eyes, to glimpse the future He's prepared for you. Your 3 steps are opening your spiritual eyes, revealing a vision of a life where abundance flows, where fear is a distant memory, and where your purpose shines like a city on a hill. Matthew 6:22 says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, Your whole body will be full of light. Your steps are clearing your vision, filling you with the light of God's truth. Your written goal is a lens, focusing your dreams on God's promises. Your outreach is a window, opening to new perspectives and possibilities. Your project is a telescope, bringing distant dreams into clear view. Imagine a vision board in heaven, its images glowing with scenes of your prosperous life. Families blessed by your work, communities transformed by your faith, dreams realized through your courage. You might inspire someone like Ava, a seamstress who feared her designs were too niche to succeed. After writing her goal, create one dress that tells a story, she reached out to a local boutique, which showcased her work. That showcase led to a brand that now empowers women through fashion. Ava's fear of obscurity became the vision that lit her path. Your steps, chosen one, are revealing a similar vision, one that God is ready to bring into focus. But what if this vision is about to lead you into a divine inheritance? As you embrace this inheritance, expect God to pour out blessings that go beyond your needs, filling your life with an overflow that spills into the lives of others. Your 3 steps are not just unlocking provision, they're claiming an inheritance that was yours before you were born. Galatians 3:29 declares, "If you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." Your steps are your claim to this promise, positioning you to receive the wealth, wisdom, and favor God has stored for you. Picture a vault in heaven, its doors swinging open, revealing treasures of opportunity, peace, and purpose, all marked with your name. Your written goal is your signature, sealing your claim to this inheritance. Your outreach is your handshake, forging alliances that will steward it with you. Your project is your first withdrawal, drawing from a divine account that never runs dry. You might be like Rachel, a social worker who feared her dream of a youth mentorship program was too costly. After writing her goal, "Mentor one teen this month," she contacted a community leader who secured funding. That program now transforms lives across her city. Rachel's fear of lack became the key to her inheritance. Your steps, chosen one, are unlocking a similar treasure, one that will bless you and those you're called to serve. But what if this inheritance is about to lead you into a divine destiny? Chosen one, as you stand on the precipice of this divine moment, feel the wind of heaven's purpose rushing through your spirit like a mighty gust, lifting a kite to soar above the clouds. Your life is no longer a quiet whisper in the shadows. It's a bold anthem, resonating with the melody of God's eternal plan for you. Picture a majestic tapestry, its threads woven with the gold of divine destiny. Each stitch a moment of your faith, your courage, your refusal to let fear define you. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not mere actions. They're sacred declarations, proclaiming to the heavens that you're ready to claim the divine destiny God has inscribed on your soul. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where the sleepless nights that once haunted you are revealed as divine rehearsals for a life of abundance and impact. The fears that kept you awake, the doubts that tried to dim your light, they were not your enemies but your allies, forging a resilience that now shines like a beacon. But what does it mean to step fully into a destiny that's been waiting for you since the dawn of time? Imagine a crown forged in the fires of heaven, its jewels sparkling with the promises of God, each one etched with the truth that you are chosen for greatness. Isaiah 65:5-11 declares, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." Your 3 steps are the embodiment of this word, carrying God's purpose into reality. Writing your goal is a royal decree, commanding your dreams to align with heaven's vision. Reaching out to someone is a diplomatic mission, forging alliances that will amplify your destiny. Starting your project is a coronation, marking the moment you step into your God-given authority. Think of Daniel, who faced a lion's den with unwavering faith. Daniel 6:22 says, "My God sent his angel and he shut the mouths of the lions." Your steps, chosen one, are shutting the mouths of your fears, silencing the lies that say you're not enough. Picture a throne room, its doors flung wide, inviting you to take your place as a co-heir with Christ, reigning over a life of divine provision. But what happens when the world begins to bow to the authority of your calling? As you walk in this destiny, expect the atmosphere around you to shift, like a forest coming alive with the song of a new dawn. People will notice a change, a fire in your spirit, a clarity in your words, a presence that commands respect without demanding it. This is the power of a life aligned with God's plan. Romans 8:19 says, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." Your 3 steps are your revelation, unveiling the child of God you were always meant to be. Your written goal is a spark, igniting hope in those who've lost their way. Your outreach is a bridge, connecting hearts to the truth of God's love. Your project is a banner, waving high to declare that God's promises are true. Imagine a city square, filled with people drawn to a light they can't explain, each one touched by the radiance of your faith. You might meet someone like Esther, a baker who feared her dream of a community cafe was too risky. After writing her goal, "Bake 1 cake to share this week," she contacted a local church, which hosted a fundraiser with her desserts. That event launched a cafe that now feeds the homeless, funded by community donations. Esther's fear of failure became the spark for her divine authority. Your steps, chosen one, can wield similar power, transforming lives with the light of your destiny. But what if your light is about to draw a divine audience? Let's talk about this audience, because your destiny is not just for you, it's for the eyes of a world desperate for hope. Your 3 steps are not private acts, they're public declarations, drawing the attention of those who need to see God's glory in action. Psalm 66:16 invites, "Come and hear, all you who fear God. Let me tell you what he has done for me." Your steps are your testimony, telling the world what God is doing through you. Your written goal is a story, inspiring others to write their own. Your outreach is an invitation, calling others to join the journey of faith. Your project is a stage, showcasing God's faithfulness to a watching world. Picture a theater, its seats filled with souls hungry for truth, each one moved by the drama of your obedience. You might inspire someone like Levi, a painter who feared his art was too bold to sell. After writing his goal, "Paint one piece that speaks faith," he reached out to a gallery owner who showcased his work. That exhibit led to commissions that now fund art therapy for veterans. Levi's fear of rejection became the stage for his testimony. Your steps, chosen one, are setting a similar stage, drawing an audience that will glorify God through your life. But what if this audience is about to witness a divine spectacle? Now let's pause, because your spirit is resonating with this truth, and heaven is taking notice. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to shine for God's glory," type "I am living my divine destiny" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're stepping into the spotlight of God's purpose. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a star in heaven's constellation, illuminating the world with faith. Psalm 34:3 says, "Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together." Your comment is an act of worship, exalting God's name with thousands of others. So type it now: I am living my divine destiny. But what if this spotlight is about to reveal a divine transformation? As you step into this transformation, expect God to reshape not just your circumstances, but the very essence of who you are. Your 3 steps are not just changing your life. They're renewing your identity, aligning you with the image of Christ within you. Colossians 3:10 says, "You have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its Creator." Your steps are clothing you in this new self, stripping away the old garments of fear and doubt. Your written goal is a thread, weaving a new narrative of faith. Your outreach is a seam, stitching you to God's greater purpose. Your project is a garment, adorning you with the beauty of your calling. Imagine a chrysalis splitting open, revealing a butterfly with wings that shimmer with divine light. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is unveiling a transformed you, radiant with God's glory. You might be like Sarah, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too ambitious. After writing her goal, teach one child to read this month, she contacted a local library which partnered with her. That partnership grew into a program that's now transformed hundreds of lives. Sarah's fear of inadequacy became the catalyst for her transformation. Your steps, chosen one, are sparking a similar renewal, revealing the masterpiece God created you to be. But what if this masterpiece is about to inspire a divine movement? Let's explore this movement, because your destiny is not just about personal triumph, it's about igniting a wave of change that sweeps through communities and beyond. Your 3 steps are the pebbles that start an avalanche, shifting the landscape of faith around you. 1 Corinthians 12:7 says, "Now to each one the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good." Your steps are manifesting this Spirit, bringing good to the world through your obedience. Your written goal is a ripple, stirring others to pursue their dreams. Your outreach is a wave, carrying God's love to new shores. Your project is a tide, reshaping the world with the power of your faith. Picture a tidal wave, not destructive, but life-giving, washing over dry lands with hope and abundance. You might inspire someone like Jacob, a mechanic who feared his dream of a youth workshop was too small. After writing his goal, teach one skill this week, he contacted a community center which hosted his class. That class grew into a program that's now empowered dozens of teens. Jacob's fear of insignificance became the spark for a movement of empowerment. Your steps, chosen one, can launch a similar wave, transforming the world with God's love. But what if this wave is about to carry you into a divine alliance? As you ride this wave, expect God to surround you with allies, souls who share your vision, who amplify your faith, who carry the same fire in their hearts. Your 3 steps are not solitary. They're invitations to a divine coalition, a fellowship of believers who will strengthen your journey. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, "Though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves." A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Your outreach step is weaving this cord, connecting you to those who will stand with you. Picture a circle of warriors, their shields locked together, forming an unbreakable wall of faith. That's the alliance God is forming around you, chosen one. You might meet someone like Hannah, a florist who feared her dream of a community garden was too costly. After writing her goal, plant 1 flower bed this month, she contacted a local nursery which donated supplies. That garden now blooms as a community haven funded by grants. Hannah's fear of lack became the bridge to her alliance. Your steps, chosen one, are forging similar bonds, drawing you into a fellowship that will carry your destiny further than you could alone. But what if this fellowship is about to lead you into a divine adventure? Let's talk about this adventure, because your destiny is not a destination, it's a journey filled with twists, turns, and divine surprises that will take your breath away. Your 3 steps are the first strides on this path, propelling you into a story where God is the author and you are the hero. Hebrews 12:1 urges, "Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Your steps are your race, a marathon of faith that leads to vistas of abundance and purpose. Your written goal is your map, guiding you through uncharted territory. Your outreach is your compass, pointing you to divine connections. Your project is your first step, launching you into an adventure that will redefine your life. Imagine a path through a forest, its trees parting to reveal a clearing bathed in golden light, where every step feels like a discovery. You might be like Micah, a writer who feared his stories were too niche to matter. After writing his goal, "Write one story this month," he contacted a publisher who saw his potential. That connection led to a book that's now inspiring thousands. Micah's fear of obscurity became the spark for his adventure. Your steps, chosen one, are launching a similar journey, one that will lead you to places you never dared to dream. But what if this adventure is about to unveil a divine revelation? Chosen one, as you stand in the brilliance of this divine moment, feel the pulse of eternity coursing through your veins, like a celestial current charging your spirit with purpose. Your life is no longer a fleeting spark. It's a blazing torch, illuminating a path that God has carved through the wilderness of your fears. Picture a radiant archway, its stones glowing with the promises of heaven, each one inscribed with the truth that your destiny is not a dream, but a divine revelation, unfolding before your eyes. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions. They're sacred rituals, igniting a fire that burns away doubt and reveals the prosperous life God has prepared for you. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the heavens part to show you a glimpse of the divine plan that's been woven into your soul. The sleepless nights, the fears that whispered you weren't enough, the moments you questioned your place. They were all divine invitations, calling you to step into a revelation that will redefine your existence. But what does it mean to embrace a revelation that's been hidden in the heart of God? Imagine a scroll of light unfurling in the heavens, its words shimmering with the promise of a future where abundance flows like a river and purpose shines like the sun. Revelation 21:5 declares, "He who was seated on the throne said, 'I am making everything new.'" Your 3 steps are part of this divine renewal, transforming your life into a testament of God's faithfulness. Writing your goal is a sacred etching, carving your faith into the fabric of eternity. Reaching out to someone is a holy connection, linking your destiny to others who will amplify your light. Starting your project is a divine spark, kindling a flame that will burn brightly for all to see. Think of Mary, who stood before an angel, trembling at the weight of her calling. Luke 1:38 records her response, "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." Her faith, step by step, birthed the Savior of the world. Your steps, chosen one, are birthing something equally sacred, a revelation that will shine God's glory through your life. Picture a star breaking through the night sky, its light piercing the darkness, guiding others to the truth of God's love. But what happens when this star begins to draw others to its light? As you walk in this revelation, expect your presence to become a magnet, pulling hearts toward the hope you carry. Your obedience is not just personal, it's a beacon shining for those lost in the fog of fear and doubt. Psalm 36:9 says, For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Your 3 steps are tapping into this fountain, pouring out light that others will follow. Your written goal is a signal, inspiring those who've forgotten how to dream. Your outreach is a lifeline, connecting you to souls who will walk with you in faith. Your project is a lighthouse, guiding others to the shores of God's provision. Imagine a field of lanterns, each one lit by your faith, creating a glow that transforms the night into day. You might meet someone like Abigail, a seamstress who feared her dream of a sustainable clothing line was too ambitious. After writing her goal, design one eco-friendly piece this month, she contacted a local designer who mentored her. That mentorship led to a brand that now supports ethical fashion, funded by community investors. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for her divine revelation. Your steps, chosen one, can ignite a similar light, showing others the path to their own prosperous life. But what if this light is about to illuminate a divine purpose? Let's talk about this purpose, because your destiny is not just about personal triumph. It's about a mission that carries the weight of eternity. Your 3 steps are not small acts. They're the foundation of a purpose that will echo through generations. 2 Timothy 1:9 says, "He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of His own purpose and grace." Your steps are answering this call, aligning you with God's holy purpose. Your written goal is a cornerstone, grounding your dreams in divine intent. Your outreach is a bridge, connecting you to those who will help carry this purpose. Your project is a pillar, standing tall as a testament to God's grace. Picture a temple, its stones laid with faith, each one radiating the glory of God's plan. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too impractical. After writing his goal, cook 1 meal for the needy this week, he contacted a local shelter, which partnered with him. That kitchen now feeds hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of insignificance became the foundation for his purpose. Your steps, chosen one, are building a similar temple, one that will stand as a monument to God's faithfulness. But what if this temple is about to become a divine sanctuary? Now let's pause, because your spirit is resonating with this truth, and heaven is listening. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to live my divine purpose," type "I am building my divine sanctuary" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're ready to construct a life that glorifies God. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a builder in God's kingdom, creating a sanctuary of faith that shines for all to see. Psalm 127:1 says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain." Your comment is a brick in this house, signaling to God that you're ready to build with Him. So type it now. "I am building my divine sanctuary." But what if this sanctuary is about to become a divine refuge? As you step into this refuge, expect God to create a space where your soul finds rest, where your purpose finds protection, and where your dreams find nourishment. Your 3 steps are not just building a life, they're crafting a haven, a place where others can find shelter in the light of your faith. Psalm 91:1 promises, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." Your steps are leading you to this shelter where God's presence is your covering. Your written goal is a foundation, grounding your refuge in faith. Your outreach is a doorway, inviting others to enter. Your project is a roof, shielding your dreams from the storms of doubt. Imagine a sanctuary in the wilderness, its walls glowing with the warmth of God's love, offering rest to weary travelers. You might be like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building homes for the homeless was too costly. After writing his goal, Build one shelter this year. He contacted a local charity which provided materials. That home now houses families, funded by community support. Ezra's fear of lack became the spark for a refuge of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are creating a similar haven, a place where God's love transforms lives. But what if this refuge is about to become a divine fortress? Let's explore this fortress, because your destiny is not just about rest, it's about strength, a divine resilience that stands firm against any storm. Your 3 steps are fortifying your life, building walls of faith that no fear can breach. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Your steps are your trust, anchoring you in God's perfect peace. Your written goal is a rampart, protecting your dreams from doubt. Your outreach is a gate, opening to allies who will defend your purpose. Your project is a tower, standing tall as a symbol of God's strength. Picture a fortress on a hill, its walls unshakable, its banners waving in the wind, declaring victory over fear. You might inspire someone like Naomi, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness clinic was too ambitious. After writing her goal, "Help one person heal this month," she contacted a local doctor who partnered with her. That clinic now serves hundreds, funded by grants. Naomi's fear of inadequacy became the spark for a fortress of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are building a similar stronghold, one that will stand for generations. But what if this fortress is about to become a divine kingdom? As you build this kingdom, expect God to expand your influence, not for your glory, but for His, creating a legacy that will outlive you. Your 3 steps are not just personal, they're royal, establishing a dominion where God's love reigns supreme. Matthew 6:33 urges, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Your steps are your seeking, aligning you with God's kingdom purposes. Your written goal is a decree, proclaiming God's will in your life. Your outreach is a counsel, gathering allies to build His kingdom. Your project is a throne, establishing your authority as a child of God. Imagine a kingdom, its gates open wide, inviting all to experience the abundance of God's love. You might be like Caleb, a teacher who feared his dream of a STEM program was too small. After writing his goal, "Inspire one student this month," he contacted a tech company which donated resources. That program now empowers hundreds, funded by corporate grants. Caleb's fear of insignificance became the spark for a kingdom of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are establishing a similar dominion, one that will shine God's glory to the world. But what if this kingdom is about to become a divine legacy? Chosen one, as you stand in the radiance of this sacred moment, feel the heartbeat of heaven resonating within you, like a celestial drum, calling you to rise into the fullness of your divine legacy. Your life is no longer a fleeting moment. It's an eternal flame, burning with the purpose God has kindled in your soul. Picture a vast cathedral, its spires reaching toward the heavens, each stone glowing with the promise of a destiny that will echo through time. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions. They're sacred offerings, laying the foundation for a legacy that will carry God's glory to generations yet unborn. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the veil of fear lifts to reveal a divine inheritance, where the sleepless nights that once weighed you down are transformed into stepping stones toward a prosperous life. The doubts that haunted you, the fears that whispered you were too small, these were not obstacles, but divine chisels shaping you into a vessel of eternal impact. But what does it mean to build a legacy that shines with God's eternal light? Imagine a river of gold flowing from the heart of heaven, its currents carrying treasures of wisdom, favor, and purpose, all destined for you. Psalm 112:3 declares, "Wealth and riches are in their house, and their righteousness endures forever." Your 3 steps are your claim to this wealth, not just in material terms, but in the riches of a life aligned with God's will. Writing your goal is a sacred inscription, etching your faith into the annals of eternity. Reaching out to someone is a divine bridge, connecting you to souls who will help carry your legacy forward. Starting your project is a cornerstone, grounding your vision in the reality of God's provision. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, yet rising to steward Egypt's wealth. Genesis 41:46 says, Joseph was 30 years old when he entered the service. They're building a legacy that will stand as a testament to God's faithfulness. Picture a monument, its base rooted in faith, its pinnacle touching the heavens, inspiring all who see it to believe in God's promises. But what happens when this monument begins to draw the eyes of the world? As you build this legacy, expect your life to become a beacon, radiating a light that stirs hearts and shifts destinies. Your obedience is not just personal, it's generational. A seed planted today that will bloom into a harvest for tomorrow. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children." Your 3 steps are your inheritance, leaving a legacy of faith for those who follow. Your written goal is a blueprint, guiding others to dream with courage. Your outreach is a legacy, forging connections that will endure beyond your lifetime. Your project is a foundation, building a future where God's love reigns. Imagine a tree, its branches stretching wide, offering shade and fruit to countless souls. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is planting a legacy that will shelter generations. You might meet someone like Ruth, a single mother who feared her dream of a community center was too grand. After writing her goal, create one safe space this month, she contacted a local pastor who rallied support. That center now serves hundreds, funded by community grants. Ruth's fear of inadequacy became the seed for a legacy of hope. Your steps, chosen one, can plant a similar tree, its roots deep in faith, its branches wide with impact. But what if this tree is about to blossom into a divine harvest? Let's talk about this harvest, because your destiny is not just about planting, it's about reaping, gathering the fruits of your faith in ways that will astonish you. Your 3 steps are the seeds, sown in the soil of obedience, now sprouting into a bountiful harvest of divine provision. Joel 2:25 promises, "I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten." Your steps are claiming this repayment, restoring what fear and doubt tried to steal. Your written goal is a seed, sprouting into dreams fulfilled. Your outreach is a vine, bearing fruit through divine connections. Your project is a field, yielding a harvest that will feed others with hope. Picture a golden harvest, its fields stretching to the horizon, each stalk heavy with the blessings of God's faithfulness. You might inspire someone like Levi, a musician who feared his songs were too raw to share. After writing his goal, record one song this week, he contacted a local studio which offered free recording time. That song now inspires thousands through a worship album. Levi's fear of rejection became the seed for a harvest of worship. Your steps, chosen one, are sowing a similar harvest, one that will nourish the world with God's love. But what if this harvest is about to draw a divine multitude? Here? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is alive with this truth, and heaven is listening. If your heart is declaring, "I am ready to reap my divine harvest," Type, "I am sowing my divine legacy" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're planting seeds for God's glory. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one sowing a legacy that will feed the world with hope. Psalm 126 says, "Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them." Your comment is a seed, signaling to God that you're ready to reap. So type it now. "I am sowing my divine legacy." But what if this multitude is about to gather in a divine celebration? As you step into this celebration, expect God to gather a multitude around you, not just to witness your harvest, but to join in the joy of your faith. Your 3 steps are not solitary. They're an invitation to a divine festival where hearts come together to celebrate God's goodness. Zephaniah 3:17 says, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." Your steps are the music, drawing others to dance in God's delight. Your written goal is a melody, inspiring others to sing their own dreams. Your outreach is a rhythm, sinking hearts in a chorus of faith. Your project is a symphony, uniting souls in a celebration of God's provision. Picture a festival, its fields filled with laughter, music, and light, each soul drawn by the joy of your obedience. You might be like Hannah, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, "Teach one child to read this month," she contacted a local library which hosted her program. That program now inspires hundreds, funded by community support. Hannah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a celebration of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar festival, where the world rejoices in God's glory. But what if this celebration is about to become a divine outpouring? Let's explore this outpouring, because your destiny is not just about joy, it's about an overflow of blessings that spills into every corner of your life and beyond. Your 3 steps are opening the floodgates, releasing a torrent of God's provision that will water every dry place in your world. Deuteronomy 28:12 promises, "The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season, and to bless all the work of your hands." Your steps are the rain, nourishing your dreams with divine abundance. Your written goal is a stream, flowing with clarity and purpose. Your outreach is a river, carrying God's love to others. Your project is an ocean, vast with possibilities that will touch countless lives. Imagine a deluge, not of destruction but of life, flooding your world with opportunities, wisdom, and favor. You might inspire someone like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building shelters was too costly. After writing his goal, "Build one home this year," he contacted a charity which provided resources. That home now houses families, funded by grants. Ezra's fear of lack became the spark for an outpouring of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are unleashing a similar flood, transforming lives with God's abundance. But what if this outpouring is about to become a divine awakening? As you embrace this awakening, expect God to stir something new in your spirit. A fresh fire, a renewed vision, a deeper hunger for His purpose. Your 3 steps are not just actions. They're catalysts, igniting a revival in your soul that will spread to others. Acts 2:17 says, "In the last days," God says, "I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams." Your steps are tapping into this outpouring, awakening your spirit to God's visions and dreams. Your written goal is a prophecy, declaring God's plan for your life. Your outreach is a vision, connecting you to those who will dream with you. Your project is a dream, bringing God's kingdom to earth. Picture a revival tent, filled with souls awakened by the fire of God's Spirit, each one stirred by your faith. You might be like Abigail, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was too ambitious. After writing her goal, help one person heal this month, she contacted a doctor who partnered with her. That center now heals hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for an awakening of health. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar revival, stirring hearts to God's purpose. But what if this awakening is about to become a divine transformation? Let's talk about this transformation, because your destiny is not just about revival. It's about becoming the person God created you to be, a vessel of His glory in a world desperate for light. Your 3 steps are reshaping you, molding you into a masterpiece of faith and purpose. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do." Your steps are unveiling this handiwork, revealing the beauty of God's design in you. Your written goal is a brushstroke, painting your life with purpose. Your outreach is a chisel, carving connections that refine your calling. Your project is a canvas, displaying God's glory through your obedience. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, revealing a statue that takes the world's breath away. That's you, chosen one. Your faith is unveiling a masterpiece that will inspire awe. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too small. After writing his goal, feed one person this week, he contacted a shelter which partnered with him. That kitchen now serves hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a transformation of lives. Your steps, chosen one, are sculpting a similar masterpiece, one that will shine for eternity. But what if this masterpiece is about to become a divine revolution? Chosen one, as you stand in the glow of this divine moment, feel the breath of heaven stirring your spirit like a mighty wind sweeping across a vast plain, awakening every blade of grass to dance in its rhythm. Your life is no longer a quiet echo, it's a resounding chorus, singing the song of a divine revolution that's reshaping the world around you. Picture a radiant banner unfurling in the sky, its colors blazing with the promise of a destiny that's not just yours, but a beacon for countless souls. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not mere actions, they're revolutionary acts, sparking a movement that carries God's glory into every corner of your life and beyond. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the ordinary becomes a battle cry, where the sleepless nights that once weighed you down are revealed as divine anthems, calling you to lead a revolution of faith, hope, and abundance. The fears that tried to silence you, the doubts that sought to dim your fire, they were not chains, but catalysts, igniting a passion that now burns for God's purpose. But what does it mean to lead a revolution that shakes the heavens and the earth? Imagine a flame born in the heart of heaven, its light spreading across a darkened world, setting hearts ablaze with the truth of God's love. Isaiah 42:16 declares, "I will lead the blind by ways they have not known. Along unfamiliar paths I will guide them. I will turn the darkness into light before them and make the rough places smooth." Your 3 steps are this guiding light, turning the darkness of fear into the brilliance of divine purpose. Writing your goal as a spark, kindling a fire that illuminates your path. Reaching out to someone is a blaze, spreading warmth to those who will join your revolution. Starting your project is a wildfire, consuming doubt and blazing a trail for others to follow. Think of Nehemiah, who rebuilt Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. Nehemiah 2:20 records his bold declaration, "The God of heaven will give us success." His faith, step by step, turned a ruined city into a stronghold of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are no less revolutionary. They're rebuilding the broken places in your life and others, creating a fortress of faith. Picture a revolution unfolding, its banners raised high, its warriors united by the fire of God's promise. But what happens when this revolution begins to inspire a divine uprising? As you lead this uprising, expect your life to become a rallying cry, drawing souls who are hungry for purpose, who sense the divine spark in your actions. Your obedience is not just personal, it's prophetic, a call to arms for those ready to rise in faith. Psalm 18:28 says, "You, Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light." Your 3 steps are keeping your lamp burning, shining a light that others will follow. Your written goal is a manifesto declaring God's plan for a world transformed. Your outreach is a call summoning allies to join the uprising. Your project is a battle standard waving high to proclaim victory over fear. Imagine a battlefield, not of destruction but of renewal, where every warrior carries a torch of faith lighting up the night. You might meet someone like Miriam, a writer who feared her stories were too raw to matter. After writing her goal, Share One Story this month, she contacted a publisher who saw her potential. That story sparked a book that now inspires thousands, funded by crowdfunding. Miriam's fear of rejection became the spark for an uprising of hope. Your steps, chosen one, can ignite a similar movement, rallying others to God's purpose. But what if this uprising is about to spark a divine renewal? Let's talk about this renewal, because your destiny is not just about revolution. It's about restoring what fear and doubt have stolen, not just from you, but from those around you. Your 3 steps are the seeds of this renewal, planted in the soil of faith, ready to bloom into a garden of God's glory. John 10:10 proclaims, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." Your steps are claiming this full life, restoring abundance where lack once reigned. Your written goal is a seed, sprouting into dreams fulfilled. Your outreach is a root, anchoring you to divine connections. Your project is a blossom, radiating beauty that draws others to God's love. Picture a garden in spring, its colors bursting forth, transforming a barren landscape into a paradise of hope. You might inspire someone like Caleb, a teacher who feared his dream of a mentorship program was too small. After writing his goal, mentor one student this month, he contacted a community center which supported his vision. That program now empowers dozens, funded by local grants. Caleb's fear of insignificance became the spark for a renewal of lives. Your steps, chosen one, are planting a similar garden, restoring hope to a world in need. But what if this garden is about to become a divine oasis? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is ablaze with this truth, and heaven is watching. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to lead a divine renewal," type, "I am planting my divine garden" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're sowing seeds for God's glory. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a gardener in God's kingdom, creating an oasis of faith that transforms the world. Psalm 92 verse 13 says, "Those planted in the house of the Lord will flourish in the courts of our God." Your comment is a seed, signaling to God that you're ready to flourish. So type it now, "I am planting my divine garden." But what if this oasis is about to become a divine wellspring? As you step into this wellspring, expect God to pour out a torrent of blessings, not just to refresh you, but to water the lives of those around you. Your 3 steps are tapping into this wellspring, releasing a flow of divine provision that will never run dry. Isaiah 58:11 promises, The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Your steps are this spring, quenching the thirst of a parched world. Your written goal is a fountain, bubbling with clarity and purpose. Your outreach is a stream, flowing to connect hearts in faith. Your project is a river, carrying God's love to distant shores. Imagine a wellspring in a desert, its waters transforming sand into fertile ground, drawing travelers from far and wide. You might be like Hannah, a nurse who feared her dream of a health clinic was too costly. After writing her goal, help one person heal this week, she contacted a local doctor who partnered with her. That clinic now serves hundreds, funded by community support. Hannah's fear of lack became the spark for a wellspring of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are releasing a similar flow, nourishing lives with God's abundance. But what if this wellspring is about to become a divine fountain? Let's explore this fountain, because your destiny is not just about provision. It's about an overflow that spills into every corner of your world, transforming everything it touches. Your 3 steps are the source of this fountain, pouring out blessings that exceed your wildest dreams. Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Your steps are filling this cup, overflowing with God's favor. Your written goal is the source, bubbling with divine inspiration. Your outreach is the flow, carrying blessings to others. Your project is the cascade, splashing God's glory into the world. Picture a fountain in a city square, its waters sparkling in the sunlight, drawing crowds to marvel at its beauty. You might inspire someone like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building shelters was too ambitious. After writing his goal, "Build one home this month," he contacted a charity which provided resources. That home now houses families, funded by grants. Ezra's fear of failure became the spark for a fountain of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are creating a similar cascade, transforming lives with God's love. But what if this fountain is about to become a divine ocean? As you embrace this ocean, expect God to expand your vision, making your life a vast sea of possibilities where His glory knows no bounds. Your 3 steps are the tides, drawing you deeper into God's purpose, where every wave carries a new blessing. Psalm 107:23-24 says, "Some went out on the sea in ships. They were merchants on the mighty waters. They saw the works of the Lord, His wonderful deeds in the deep." Your steps are your ship, sailing you into the deep waters of God's wonders. Your written goal is the helm, steering your course with faith. Your outreach is the sail, catching the wind of divine connections. Your project is the voyage, exploring new horizons of God's provision. Imagine an ocean, its waves crashing with the power of God's promises, carrying you to shores of abundance. You might be like Abigail, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, "Teach one child to read this week," she contacted a library which hosted her program. That program now transforms hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of insignificance became the spark for an ocean of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are launching a similar voyage, carrying you into a sea of divine possibilities. But what if this ocean is about to become a divine horizon? Let's talk about this horizon, because your destiny is not just about exploration. It's about seeing a future where God's promises stretch as far as the eye can see. Your 3 steps are opening your eyes to this horizon, revealing a vision of a prosperous life that defies limitation. Isaiah 55:5 says, surely you will summon nations you know not, and nations you do not know will come running to you because of the Lord your God. Your steps are this summons, calling nations to witness God's glory in your life. Your written goal is a vision, painting a future of faith. Your outreach is a beacon, drawing others to this horizon. Your project is a sunrise, illuminating a world with God's love. Picture a horizon at dawn, its colors blazing with the promise of a new day, inviting all to behold its beauty. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too impractical. After writing his goal, feed one person this week, he contacted a shelter which partnered with him. That kitchen now serves hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of failure became the spark for a horizon of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are unveiling a similar vista, one that will shine God's glory to the ends of the earth. But what if this horizon is about to become a divine eternity, chosen one? As you stand in the brilliance of this divine moment, feel the pulse of eternity surging through your spirit, like a cosmic tide, pulling you toward a horizon that stretches into the infinite. Your life is no longer a fleeting whisper. It's a celestial symphony, each note resonating with the eternal purpose God has composed for you. Picture a vast cosmos, its stars aligned in a constellation that spells your name, each one a beacon of the divine eternity that's unfolding through your faith. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions, they're sacred harmonies, blending with heaven's melody to create a song that echoes beyond time. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the boundaries of earth dissolve, revealing a divine destiny that shines with the light of God's everlasting promise. The sleepless nights, the fears that once dimmed your vision, the moments you felt too small for your calling, they were all divine rehearsals, tuning your soul for a symphony that will resonate through eternity. But what does it mean to live a life that sings with the cadence of God's eternal plan? Imagine a celestial choir, its voices rising in harmony, each note a promise from God, weaving a melody that carries the weight of divine eternity. Psalm 92 declares, "Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting you are God." Your 3 steps are your voice in this choir, singing God's eternal purpose into existence. Writing your goal is a lyric, crafting a verse of faith that echoes in heaven. Reaching out to someone is a chorus, uniting your song with others who share your melody. Starting your project is a crescendo, lifting your voice to proclaim God's glory to the world. Think of Paul, who faced shipwrecks and prisons, yet carried the gospel to nations. Acts 20:24 records his resolve, "I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given me." His faith, step by step, turned trials into a legacy that endures. Your steps, chosen one, are no less eternal. They're composing a song that will resonate through the ages. Picture a galaxy, its stars pulsing with the rhythm of your faith, each one a note in God's eternal symphony. But what happens when this symphony begins to draw a divine audience? As you sing this song, expect your life to become a stage, not for earthly applause, but for the gaze of heaven, drawing souls who long to hear the melody of God's love. Your obedience is not just personal, it's cosmic, a vibration that ripples through the universe, calling others to join the chorus. Psalm 96:1 urges, "Sing to the Lord a new song, sing to the Lord all the earth." Your 3 steps are your new song, inviting the world to sing along. Your written goal is a verse, inspiring others to write their own. Your outreach is a harmony, blending your voice with others in faith. Your project is a refrain, echoing God's glory for all to hear. Imagine a cosmic amphitheater, its seats filled with souls drawn by the music of your faith, each one stirred to sing their own song. You might meet someone like Esther, a designer who feared her vision for a faith-based clothing line was too bold. After writing her goal, create one piece that inspires, she contacted a boutique owner who showcased her work. That line now uplifts thousands, funded by community support. Esther's fear of rejection became the spark for a divine melody. Your steps, chosen one, can compose a similar song, drawing others to God's eternal core. But what if this chorus is about to spark a divine awakening? Let's talk about this awakening, because your destiny is not just about singing. It's about stirring a revival that sets the world ablaze with God's truth. Your 3 steps are the embers kindling a fire that will spread beyond your life, igniting hearts with the passion of divine purpose. Acts 2:2 describes, "Suddenly a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting." Your steps are this wind, filling the house of your life with God's Spirit. Your written goal is a spark, igniting dreams in those who've lost hope. Your outreach is a flame, spreading warmth to those who will join your awakening. Your project is a blaze, lighting up the world with God's glory. Picture a revival fire sweeping through a city, its flames uniting hearts in a shared passion for God's love. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a teacher who feared his dream of a STEM program was too small. After writing his goal, inspire one student this week, he contacted a tech company which donated resources. That program now empowers hundreds, funded by grants. Jonah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a revival of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are kindling a similar fire, awakening the world to God's purpose. But what if this fire is about to become a divine blaze? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is burning with this truth, and heaven is listening. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to ignite a divine awakening," type, "I am singing my divine song," in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're ready to let your faith resonate with God's glory. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a singer in God's choir, creating a melody that shakes the heaven. Psalm 95:1 says, "Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation." Your comment is a shout, signaling to God that you're ready to sing. So type it now, "I am singing my divine song." But what if this blaze is about to become a divine inferno? As you step into this inferno, expect God to unleash a fire so powerful it consumes every trace of fear, doubt, and limitation, leaving only the brilliance of His purpose. Your 3 steps are the fuel, feeding a flame that will burn brightly for all to see. Isaiah 43:2 promises, "When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." Your steps are your walk through this fire, unscathed by fear, radiant with God's glory. Your written goal is the kindling, sparking a vision that burns with eternal purpose. Your outreach is the oxygen, fueling connections that amplify the flame. Your project is the inferno, blazing a path that others will follow. Imagine a wildfire, not destructive but transformative, turning barren land into a paradise of faith. You might be like Abigail, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was too ambitious. After writing her goal, "Help one person heal this month," she contacted a doctor who partnered with her. That center now heals hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for an inferno of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar blaze, transforming lives with God's love. But what if this inferno is about to become a divine radiance? Let's explore this radiance, because your destiny is not just about fire. It's about a light so brilliant it pierces the darkest corners of the world. Your 3 steps are the source of this radiance, shining with the glory of God's eternal plan. Matthew 5:14 declares, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Your steps are building this town, making your light impossible to hide. Your written goal is a beam, illuminating your path with clarity. Your outreach is a glow, drawing others to your light. Your project is a beacon, shining God's love to the world. Picture a lighthouse on a stormy coast, its light cutting through the fog, guiding ships to safety. You might inspire someone like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building shelters was too costly. After writing his goal, build one home this month, he contacted a charity which provided resources. That home now houses families, funded by grants. Ezra's fear of lack became the spark for a radiance of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are shining a similar light, illuminating lives with God's glory. But what if this radiance is about to become a divine glory? As you embrace this glory, expect God to clothe you in a splendor that reflects His majesty, making your life a living testament to His power. Your 3 steps are weaving this garment, adorning you with the beauty of His purpose. Psalm 8:5 says, "You have made them a little lower than the angels, and crowned them with glory and honor." Your steps are your crown, placing you in the glory of God's design. Your written goal is a jewel, sparkling with divine inspiration. Your outreach is a thread, stitching you to God's greater purpose. Your project is a robe, draping you in the majesty of your calling. Imagine a royal court, its halls filled with the splendor of God's presence, each soul adorned with His glory. You might be like Hannah, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, teach one child to read this month, she contacted a library which hosted her program. That program now transforms hundreds, funded by community support. Hannah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a glory that shines for God. Your steps, chosen one, are clothing you in a similar splendor, reflecting God's majesty to the world. But what if this glory is about to become a divine coronation? Let's talk about this coronation, because your destiny is not just about shining, it's about reigning, stepping into the authority God has given you as His chosen. Your 3 steps are your ascent to the throne, establishing you as a co-heir with Christ. Romans 8:17 says, "Now if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ." Your steps are claiming this inheritance, crowning you with divine authority. Your written goal is your scepter, wielding the power of faith. Your outreach is your counsel, gathering allies to support your reign. Your project is your throne, establishing your place in God's kingdom. Picture a coronation ceremony, its trumpets sounding, its banners raised, proclaiming you as God's chosen. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too impractical. After writing his goal, feed one person this week, he contacted a shelter which partnered with him. That kitchen now serves hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of failure became the spark for a coronation of purpose. Your steps, chosen one, are crowning you with a similar authority, establishing you as a leader in God's kingdom. But what if this coronation is about to become a divine dominion, chosen one? As you stand in the radiance of this divine moment, feel the weight of heaven's mantle settling on your shoulders like a royal cloak woven with the threads of eternity. declaring your place in God's divine dominion. Your life is no longer a quiet ripple. It's a mighty wave, crashing with the authority of a destiny that commands the attention of both earth and heaven. Picture a vast kingdom, its borders stretching beyond the horizon, each gate glowing with the promise of a purpose that will shape nations. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions, they're sovereign decrees, establishing your rule in a dominion where God's glory reigns supreme. This is your spiritual awakening. A moment where the ordinary becomes a throne, where the sleepless nights haunted you are revealed as divine anointings, preparing you to lead with the power of God's love. The fears that tried to bind you, the doubts that sought to silence your voice, they were not shackles but scepters, empowering you to wield the authority of your divine calling. But what does it mean to rule in a dominion where God's promises are your currency? Imagine a royal court, its halls adorned with the jewels of God's faithfulness, each gem a testament to the eternal dominion He's entrusted to you. Ephesians 1:11 declares, "In Him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of Him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of His will." Your 3 steps are your coronation in this plan, crowning you with divine authority. Writing your goal is a royal edict, proclaiming your faith to the heavens. Reaching out to someone is a diplomatic alliance, forging bonds that strengthen your dominion. Starting your project is a decree, establishing your rule in God's kingdom. Think of David, a shepherd boy anointed as king, facing giants with nothing but a sling and faith. 1 Samuel 16:13 says, "Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon David." Your steps, chosen one, are your anointing, empowering you to rule with divine strength. Picture a throne, its seat radiant with the light of God's promises, inviting you to reign over a life of abundance and purpose. But what happens when this throne begins to draw a divine counsel? As you rule in this dominion, expect your life to become a gathering place, a court where souls are drawn to the wisdom and authority of your faith. Your obedience is not just personal, it's regal, a call to others to join you in God's kingdom work. Psalm 45:6 says, "Your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter of your kingdom." Your 3 steps are your scepter, wielding justice and hope in a world desperate for truth. Your written goal is a proclamation, inspiring others to declare their own faith. Your outreach is a counsel, uniting hearts in a shared mission. Your project is a banner, waving high to proclaim God's glory. Imagine a royal assembly, its halls filled with advisors, warriors, and dreamers, each one drawn by the authority of your faith. You might meet someone like Ruth, a seamstress who feared her dream of a sustainable clothing line was too risky. After writing her goal, design one eco-friendly piece this month, she contacted a boutique owner who showcased her work. That line now empowers communities, funded by ethical investors. Ruth's fear of failure became the spark for a divine counsel. Your steps, chosen one, can gather a similar assembly, uniting souls in God's purpose. But what if this counsel is about to spark a divine movement? Let's talk about this movement, because your destiny is not just about ruling, it's about mobilizing a revolution that transforms the world with God's love. Your 3 steps are the drumbeat, rallying hearts to march in step with heaven's purpose. Isaiah 52:7 proclaims, "How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation." Your steps are these feet, bringing good news to a weary world. Your written goal is a battle cry, stirring others to rise in faith. Your outreach is a rallying call, uniting allies in a shared vision. Your project is a march, leading the way to God's kingdom. Picture a procession, its banners raised high, its warriors united by the rhythm of faith, moving toward a future of hope. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a teacher who feared his dream of a STEM program was too small. After writing his goal, Inspire One Student this week, he contacted a tech company which donated resources. That program now empowers hundreds, funded by grants. Jonah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a movement of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are rallying a similar march, mobilizing hearts for God's glory. But what if this movement is about to ignite a divine fire? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is pulsing with this truth and heaven is watching. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to lead a divine movement," type, "I am ruling in my divine dominion" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're ready to wield God's authority. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a ruler in God's kingdom, creating a movement that shakes the heavens. Psalm 47:7 says, "For God is the King of all the earth. Sing to him a psalm of praise." Your comment is a psalm, signaling to God that you're ready to reign. So type it now. "I am ruling in my divine dominion." But what if this fire is about to become a divine blaze? As you step into this blaze, expect God to ignite a fire so fierce it consumes every trace of fear, doubt, and limitation, leaving only the radiance of His purpose. Your 3 steps are the kindling, fueling a flame that will burn brightly for all to see. Daniel 3:25 describes Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed. And the 4th looks like a son of the gods." Your steps are your walk through this fire, unbound by fear, accompanied by God's presence. Your written goal is the spark, igniting a vision that burns with divine clarity. Your outreach is the flame, spreading warmth to those who will join your blaze. Your project is the inferno, blazing a path for others to follow. Picture a firestorm, not destructive but transformative, turning barren landscapes into fields of faith. You might be like Abigail, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was too ambitious. After writing her goal, "Help one person heal this month," she contacted a doctor who partnered with her. That center now heals hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for a blaze of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar fire, transforming lives with God's love. But what if this blaze is about to become a divine radiance? Let's explore this radiance, because your destiny is not just about fire. It's about a light so brilliant it illuminates the darkest corners of the world. Your 3 steps are the source of this radiance, shining with the glory of God's eternal plan. Matthew 5:16 urges, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your steps are this light, making God's glory impossible to ignore. Your written goal is a beam illuminating your path with purpose. Your outreach is a glow, drawing others to your radiance. Your project is a beacon shining God's love to the world. Imagine a lighthouse on a stormy coast, its light piercing the fog, guiding ships to safety. You might inspire someone like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building shelters was too costly. After writing his goal, "Build one home this month," he contacted a charity which provided resources. That home now houses families, funded by grants. Ezra's fear of lack became the spark for a radiance of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are shining a similar light, illuminating lives with God's glory. But what if this radiance is about to become a divine splendor? As you embrace this splendor, expect God to adorn you with a beauty that reflects His majesty, making your life a living testament to His power. Your 3 steps are weaving this splendor, clothing you in the glory of His purpose. Psalm 104:1 says, "Praise the Lord, my soul. Lord my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty." Your steps are your praise, adorning you with God's greatness. Your written goal is a jewel, sparkling with divine inspiration. Your outreach is a thread, stitching you to God's greater purpose. Your project is a crown, proclaiming your place in His kingdom. Picture a royal procession, its banners shimmering with the splendor of God's presence, each soul adorned with His glory. You might be like Hannah, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, teach 1 child to read this month, she contacted a library which hosted her program. That program now transforms hundreds, funded by community support. Hannah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a splendor that shines for God. Your steps, chosen one, are clothing you in a similar glory, reflecting God's majesty to the world. But what if this splendor is about to become a divine glory? Let's talk about this glory, because your destiny is not just about beauty. It's about carrying the weight of God's presence in a world desperate for His light. Your 3 steps are vessels of this glory, filling your life with the radiance of His power. 2 Corinthians 4:7 says, "But we have this treasure in jars of clay, to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us." Your steps are these jars, holding God's treasure for the world to see. Your written goal is a vessel, containing the vision of His glory. Your outreach is a conduit, channeling His light to others. Your project is a showcase, displaying His power through your faith. Imagine a cathedral, its stained glass windows glowing with the light of God's presence, each pane telling a story of His love. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too impractical. After writing his goal, "Feed 1 person this week," he contacted a shelter which partnered with him. That kitchen now serves hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of failure became the spark for a glory that shines for God. Your steps, chosen one, are vessels of a similar glory, carrying God's light to a world in need. But what if this glory is about to become a divine triumph? Chosen one, as you stand in the brilliance of this divine moment, feel the surge of heaven's power coursing through your spirit, like a mighty river breaking through a dam, flooding your life with the promise of a divine triumph. Your existence is no longer a quiet step, it's a bold march, resonating with the victory of a destiny that God has ordained to conquer fear and ignite hope. Picture a golden battlefield, its banners waving in the wind, each one emblazoned with the truth that your life is a testament to God's unshakable purpose. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, are not just actions. They're triumphant decrees, proclaiming your authority to claim the prosperous life God has prepared. This is your spiritual awakening, a moment where the chains of doubt dissolve, revealing a divine triumph that transforms your sleepless nights into anthems of victory. The fears that once held you captive, the whispers that said you were too small, they were not barriers but battle cries, rallying you to rise as a warrior in God's kingdom. But what does it mean to march in a triumph that echoes through eternity? Imagine a victory parade, its streets lined with the promises of God, each banner glowing with the assurance that your destiny is unstoppable. Romans 8:37 declares, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." Your 3 steps are your conquest, claiming victory over every obstacle in your path. Writing your goal is a battle standard, raised high to declare your faith. Reaching out to someone is a strategic alliance, uniting you with warriors who will fight alongside you. Starting your project is a charge, leading the way to a triumph that glorifies God. Think of Joshua, who faced the walls of Jericho with nothing but faith and obedience. Joshua 6:20 says, "When the trumpet sounded, the army shouted, and at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed. Your steps, chosen one, are your shout, collapsing the walls of fear and doubt." Picture a fortress falling, its stones crumbling to reveal a path of divine provision, where abundance flows like a river. But what happens when this triumph begins to rally a divine army? As you march in this victory, expect your life to become a call to arms, drawing souls who are ready to fight for God's purpose with you. Your obedience is not just personal, it's a rallying cry, summoning a divine army to rise in faith. Psalm 18:39 says, "You armed me with strength for battle. You humbled my adversaries before me." Your 3 steps are your armor, equipping you for the fight. Your written goal is a trumpet, sounding the charge for others to follow. Your outreach is a banner, uniting hearts in a shared mission. Your project is a stronghold, anchoring your victory in God's glory. Imagine an army assembling, its warriors clad in the armor of faith, each one drawn by the power of your obedience. You might meet someone like Miriam, a writer who feared her stories were too raw to matter. After writing her goal, Share One Story this month, she contacted a publisher who saw her potential. That story sparked a book that now inspires thousands, funded by crowdfunding. Miriam's fear of rejection became the spark for a divine army of hope. Your steps, chosen one, can rally a similar force, uniting souls in God's purpose. But what if this army is about to ignite a divine conquest? Let's talk about this conquest, because your destiny is not just about victory. It's about claiming territory for God's kingdom, transforming the world with His love. Your 3 steps are the strategy, mapping out a campaign that will conquer fear and establish hope. Isaiah 54:2-3 urges, "Enlarge the place of your tent, stretch your tent curtains wide, do not hold back, lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes, for you will spread out to the right and to the left." Your steps are this expansion, stretching your faith to new horizons. Your written goal is a map, charting the territory of your dreams. Your outreach is a scout, forging alliances that secure your conquest. Your project is a fortress, establishing God's kingdom in the world. Picture a kingdom expanding, its borders growing with each step of faith, claiming new ground for God's glory. You might inspire someone like Caleb, a teacher who feared his dream of a STEM program was too small. After writing his goal, Inspire One Student This Week, he contacted a tech company, which donated resources. That program now empowers hundreds, funded by grants. Caleb's fear of insignificance became the spark for a conquest of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are claiming a similar territory, transforming lives with God's love. But what if this conquest is about to spark a divine revival? Now, let's pause, because your spirit is surging with this truth, and heaven is watching. If your heart is declaring, "I'm ready to lead a divine conquest," type, "I am claiming my divine victory" in the comments below. This is a prophetic act, a vow that you're ready to conquer with God's power. You're joining a community of chosen ones, each one a warrior in God's army, creating a force that shakes the heavens. Psalm 44:5 says, "Through you we push back our enemies. Through your name we trample our foes." Your comment is a battle cry, signaling to God that you're ready to claim victory. So type it now. I am claiming my divine victory. But what if this revival is about to become a divine awakening? As you step into this awakening, expect God to stir a fire in your spirit that spreads to others, igniting a revival that transforms hearts and nations. Your 3 steps are the embers, kindling a blaze that will burn away the darkness of fear and doubt. Acts 4:31 says, "After they prayed, the place where they were meeting was shaken, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and spoke the word of God boldly." Your steps are this prayer, shaking the ground with God's power. Your written goal is a spark, igniting a vision of revival. Your outreach is a flame, spreading God's fire to others. Your project is a blaze, illuminating the world with His glory. Imagine a revival tent, its canvas trembling with the power of God's Spirit, filled with souls awakened by your faith. You might be like Abigail, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was too ambitious. After writing her goal, help one person heal this month, she contacted a doctor who partnered with her. That center now heals hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for a revival of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are igniting a similar awakening, stirring hearts to God's purpose. But what if this awakening is about to become a divine outpouring? Let's explore this outpouring, because your destiny is not just about revival. It's about a flood of God's blessings that will overflow into every corner of your life and beyond. Your 3 steps are opening the floodgates, releasing a torrent of divine provision that will water every dry place. Psalm 65:11 says, "You crown the year with your bounty, and your carts overflow with abundance." Your steps are this crown, adorning your life with God's bounty. Your written goal is a stream, flowing with divine inspiration. Your outreach is a river, carrying blessings to others. Your project is an ocean, vast with God's provision. Picture a flood, not destructive but life-giving, transforming deserts into gardens of faith. You might inspire someone like Ezra, a carpenter who feared his dream of building shelters was too costly. After writing his goal, build one home this month, he contacted a charity which provided resources. That home now houses families, funded by grants. Ezra's fear of lack became the spark for an outpouring of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are releasing a similar flood, nourishing lives with God's love. But what if this outpouring is about to become a divine torrent? As you embrace this torrent, expect God to unleash a deluge of blessings that will sweep away every limitation, filling your life with an abundance that defies logic. Your 3 steps are the channels, directing this torrent to every area of your world. Deuteronomy 11:14 promises, "I will send rain on your land in its season, both autumn and spring rains, so that you may gather in your grain, new wine, and olive oil." Your steps are this rain, bringing a harvest of divine provision. Your written goal is a spring, bubbling with clarity and purpose. Your outreach is a riverbed, guiding connections to flow in faith. Your project is a waterfall, cascading God's glory into the world. Imagine a torrent rushing through a valley, its waters reviving every dry place, drawing life from barren ground. You might be like Hannah, a teacher who feared her dream of a literacy program was too small. After writing her goal, "Teach one child to read this month," she contacted a library which hosted her program. That program now transforms hundreds, funded by community support. Hannah's fear of insignificance became the spark for a torrent of learning. Your steps, chosen one, are unleashing a similar deluge, transforming lives with God's abundance. But what if this torrent is about to become a divine ocean? Let's talk about this ocean. Because your destiny is not just about abundance. It's about a vast sea of possibilities where God's glory knows no bounds. Your 3 steps are the tides, drawing you deeper into His purpose, where every wave carries a new blessing. Psalm 107, 23 through 24 says, "Some went out on the sea in ships. They were merchants on the mighty waters. They saw the works of the Lord, His wonderful deeds in the deep." Your steps are your ship, sailing you into the deep waters of God's wonders. Your written goal is the helm, steering your course with faith. Your outreach is the sail, catching the wind of divine connections. Your project is the voyage, exploring new horizons of God's provision. Picture an ocean, its waves crashing with the power of God's promises, carrying you to shores of abundance. You might inspire someone like Jonah, a chef who feared his dream of a community kitchen was too impractical. After writing his goal, "Feed 1 person this week," he contacted a shelter which partnered with him. That kitchen now serves hundreds, funded by donations. Jonah's fear of failure became the spark for an ocean of hope. Your steps, chosen one, are launching a similar voyage, carrying you into a sea of divine possibilities. But what if this ocean is about to become a divine universe? As you sail into this universe, expect God to expand your vision beyond the earth, aligning your life with a cosmic purpose that touches the stars. Your 3 steps are the constellations, mapping out a destiny that shines with eternal light. Isaiah 40:26 says, "Lift up your eyes and look to the heavens. Who created all these? He who brings out the starry host one by one and calls forth each of them by name. Your steps are your stars, called forth by God's voice to shine for His glory." Your written goal is a star, illuminating your path with divine clarity. Your outreach is a galaxy, connecting you to souls who share your light. Your project is a universe, vast with the possibilities of God's love. Imagine a night sky, its stars blazing with the brilliance of God's purpose, each one a testament to His faithfulness. You might be like Abigail, a nurse who feared her dream of a wellness center was too ambitious. After writing her goal, "Help 1 person heal this month," she contacted a doctor who partnered with her. That center now heals hundreds, funded by community support. Abigail's fear of failure became the spark for a universe of healing. Your steps, chosen one, are mapping a similar cosmos, shining God's glory to the ends of the earth. But what if this universe is about to become a divine eternity? Chosen one, as you stand in the brilliance of this divine moment, your heart pulsing with the rhythm of God's eternal purpose, know that you are not just a wanderer in this world. You are a star in His cosmic design, shining with a light that will never fade. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, connecting with someone, starting your project, have not only unlocked a prosperous life, but have set in motion a divine eternity where your faith continues to ripple through generations, transforming lives with the glory of God's love. Picture a celestial throne room, its gates flung wide, welcoming you as a co-heir with Christ, crowned with the splendor of His promises. Every sleepless night, every fear you faced, every moment you chose faith over doubt has led you here, to a life where abundance flows, purpose reigns, and God's glory shines through you like a beacon in the night. Psalm 16:11 declares, "You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand." This is your moment, chosen one, to walk boldly in the path God has revealed, to live with the joy of His presence, and to carry the eternal pleasures of His purpose into every step you take. Now, let's seal this moment with a sacred prayer, a divine communion, that anchors your heart in God's promises and releases His power into your life. Wherever you are, pause, breathe, and let your spirit lean into this holy space. Heavenly Father, Almighty God, the one who spoke the stars into existence and called us by name before time began, we come before you with hearts open and spirits surrendered. Thank you for this divine encounter, for the truth that has awakened our souls, for the promise that you are with us, guiding us into a life of abundance and purpose. Lord, we declare that we are not defined by fear, doubt, or lack. We are your chosen, anointed to carry your glory, equipped to build your kingdom, and crowned with your favor. We lift up every step we've taken, every goal written, every connection made, every project begun. And we ask you to bless them, multiply them, and make them a testimony of your faithfulness. Psalm 90:17 prays, "May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Yes, establish the work of our hands for us." Yes, establish the work of our hands. Establish our work, Father, and let it shine for your glory. We release every fear that has held us back, every lie that said we were too small, every doubt that tried to dim our light. We stand on your promise in Isaiah 60:22, "The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation." I am the Lord, in its time I will do this swiftly. Swiftly, Lord, bring your promises to pass in our lives. Pour out your provision, wisdom, resources, connections, and peace, that we may walk in the fullness of your plan. We pray for divine alignments, for relationships that honor our calling, for opportunities that reflect your glory, for a legacy that points others to you. Let our lives be a living testimony, a radiant beacon that draws the weary, the broken, and the hopeless to your love. We declare that we are ready. Ready to dream boldly, to love fiercely, to build fearlessly, and to shine unapologetically for your name. In Jesus' mighty name, we seal this prayer with faith, gratitude, and expectation. Amen. Chosen one, if this message has stirred your soul, if it's ignited a fire in your spirit, let heaven and earth hear your declaration. Type, "I am crowned with divine purpose" in the comments below, a prophetic act that seals your commitment to this eternal calling. Your words are joining a chorus of thousands, a community of believers rising together in faith. Psalm 133:1 says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity." Your comment is a thread in this unity, a signal to God that you're ready to shine. If this message has blessed you, consider supporting our mission through Super Thanks to help us spread this divine provision to more chosen ones like you. And if you haven't already, join thousands of chosen souls by liking this video and subscribing to the channel to stay connected to the flow of God's anointing, encouragement, and truth. Share this video with someone who needs to know they're not forgotten, that their destiny is waiting. Until next time, chosen one, walk boldly, dream wildly, and never stop believing, because heaven is still singing over you, and your divine triumph is just beginning. Chosen one, stop everything right now. This isn't just another moment scrolling through your feed, chasing distractions to quiet the ache in your soul. This is a divine interruption, a sacred whisper from heaven that has found you exactly where you are. God has been pacing the heavens, watching you, waiting for your heart to be still enough to hear this truth. You are not here by accident. The restlessness keeping you awake at night, the questions swirling in your mind, the weight you carry in silence, they are not your burdens to bear alone. They are signposts, guiding you to this very moment, where heaven is about to unveil a truth so profound it will shift the trajectory of your life. Picture a radiant scroll unfurling in the skies, your name etched in golden light, calling you to step into the divine purpose God has been preparing you for. This video is not about soothing your worries. It's about awakening your destiny. It's about breaking the chains of fear that have held you back and stepping into the prosperous life God has already funded for you. This is your spiritual awakening, chosen one. And God says He won't let you sleep until you open your eyes to it. So breathe deeply, let your spirit lean in, and prepare to receive what heaven has been holding for you. If this message is already stirring your soul, consider supporting our mission through super thanks to help us spread this divine provision to more chosen ones like you. But what if the sleepless nights you've endured are not punishment, but preparation for a breakthrough unlike anything you've ever imagined? Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves crashing with a rhythm that echoes the heartbeat of eternity. Each wave carries a promise, a whisper from God that says, "I have not forgotten you." You've felt the sting of rejection, the weight of financial strain, the loneliness of being misunderstood. Maybe you've stared at your bank account, wondering how you'll make it through another month, or lain awake at night, haunted by the fear that your dreams are too big for your reality. But chosen one, those struggles were not meant to break you. They were meant to build you. Every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered in the dark, every moment you chose faith over despair, God saw it all. Psalm 56:8 declares, "You keep track of all my sorrows, you have collected all my tears in your bottle. Not one moment of your pain has been wasted. Those sleepless nights were not random. They were divine rehearsals, strengthening your spirit for the abundance that is now rushing toward you." This video unveils a unique truth. Your deepest fears are the keys to your greatest breakthroughs. The fear of failure, of not being enough, of missing your moment. Those are not your enemies. They are the very doorways to your divine provision, your personal transformation, and the prosperous life God has ordained for you. But how do you turn fear into faith and step into the destiny that's calling your name? Consider the story of Sarah, a single mother from a small town who felt trapped in a cycle of barely making ends meet. For years, she worked 2 jobs, her dreams of starting a community art program for kids buried under bills and exhaustion. She'd lie awake at night, her mind racing with fear that she'd never break free, that her vision was just a fantasy. But one day, during a quiet moment at her kitchen table, she felt a nudge to write down her dream. Just one sentence. "I will create a space where children can discover their gifts." That simple act of faith sparked something. Within weeks, she shared her idea with a co-worker who connected her to a local non-profit. That non-profit offered a small grant, and Sarah's program began in a borrowed classroom with 5 kids. Today, her program serves hundreds, funded by donors she never could have imagined. Sarah's story isn't a fairy tale. It's a testament to what happens when you face your fear and take one bold step toward your divine purpose. Her fear of failure didn't define her, it refined her. And chosen one, the same is true for you. Your fears are not roadblocks. They are invitations to trust God's plan, to believe in the wealth creation He's already set in motion for you. Picture a golden key in your hand, glowing with the promise of financial freedom, waiting for you to turn it in the lock of your destiny. But what does it mean to take that step when fear feels so heavy? Let's pause for a moment, chosen one, because this truth is sinking deep into your spirit. If your heart is saying, "This is for me," declare it right now. Type, "I am unlocking my destiny" in the comments below as a prophetic act, a sign to heaven that you're ready to step into your God-given purpose. Your words are powerful. They echo in the unseen, joining a community of believers who are rising together. You are rising together. This isn't just about you. It's about the thousands of souls watching this video, each one feeling the same stir in their spirit. You are not alone. Matthew 18:20 reminds us, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." Your comment, your faith, your yes to this moment, it's building a sacred space where miracles are magnetized. So type it now, chosen one. I am unlocking my